Good afternoon, everybody. It's another beautiful afternoon for football. The Castleton Spartans back home at Spartan Stadium for the final game of the regular season as the Spartans host the Mount Ida Mustangs. And today is for the championship of the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference. I'm Jack Healey on board with Jim Shortle. Kim Clark is our producer. Brian Bashaw and Nick Lingardo are cameramen as Castleton comes in at 7-2 overall and 6-0 in the ECFC, winners of 6 straight. And Mount Ida, the Mustangs, at 7-2 and 5-1 in ECFC play. The winner of this game today goes on to the Division III NCAA playoffs. Castleton riding, as we mentioned, a school record 6-game winning streak. Now, Mount Ida did lose last week, but still, if this game is for the championship, because if Mount Ida should win today, handing Castleton its first league loss of the year, Mount Ida would get the bid to the NCAA tournament because of the head-to-head situation. Mount Ida owns a 2-1 career record against Castleton. The lone Spartan victory coming at Spartan Stadium in 2010. In that game, Castleton scored 14 points in the final 5 minutes of the game to come back and stun the visiting Mustangs 38-34. Shane Brzezowski threw for a then school record 461 yards and accounted for 4 touchdowns. In 2011, Mount Ida ran through the Castleton defensive unit for 252 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Scott Drozendahl went 11 for 14 for 229 yards in a 53-34 victory for the home team. Brandon Boyle caught 12 passes for a then school record 218 yards and 3 touchdowns for the Spartans. Before we go on further in our pregame show, I'd like to welcome everybody watching on PEGTV Channel 20 on the Rutland, Vermont Comcast cable system. Mike Valentine and Chris McCormick, the producers there. As today is also Senior Day, the final day for the Castleton seniors. They've been introduced here. And before we go any further, we'll mention that Castleton is playing without the services. We just mentioned Shane Brzezowski, record-breaking. He holds every passing record, obviously, in Castleton history, as the Castleton program relatively new. He did break his leg in the game last week against Husson. So freshman George Basharis will be getting the starting nod at quarterback in this game today for the Spartans. Basharis, who has seen limited action, he did throw a touchdown pass in the victory over Husson up in Bangor, Maine last week. And Basharis, who is from Mansfield, Massachusetts, is used to playing before big crowds and in big games in his high school career. South Shore of Boston, he played in a couple of Super Bowl games in the state of Massachusetts. So all eyes on George Basharis. The pressure certainly will be on the young freshman, but there's no doubt in my mind that he'll be able to get the job done.
Well, you know, the thing, too, is that he's been with an entire season with Shane Brzezowski, and as far as timing, if you're going to lose your starting quarterback with the caliber of Shane Brzezowski, you know, and you're going to replace him, this is the time. Basharis, who obviously was recruited by Mark Klatt, is in the best situation possible. This isn't week number 2 where he hasn't had very much time with Brzezowski. He's had the entire season with him. He understands exactly the system, what he's supposed to run. And, you know, we really hate to see anybody get hurt, especially we really look forward to seeing Shane every week. Unfortunately, this does happen, you know, once in a while. And but, you know, I have a lot of confidence in George Basharis, and we were watching him warm up, and he seems like he's pretty confident in himself. And, you know, we'll just see what happens. But, you know, the bottom line is if he doesn't try to do too much and just use the guys around him, he'll be just fine.
So the key is George Basharis, certainly one of the keys offensively, but this is a system under offensive coordinator Jason Shalene where quarterbacks should be able to fit into the system. Jason Shalene talked to me the other day. He said, hey, listen, we can't run just anybody in there at quarterback, obviously, but a big part of it is the system, and Shane Brzezowski, of course, has run that system to perfection. We don't want to lose sight of the quarterback quarterback on Mount Ida's side, Scott Rosendahl, a 6'2", 205-pound senior. We'll get to the starting lineups coming up here in just a moment. We might add that Mike Landers, the head coach of Mount Ida, little altercation during the game last week, the loss to Gallaudet, and he has been suspended by Mount Ida for this game, the head coach. And we have our camera people across the way. The view you see on your screen is across from the press box and the stands, as you can see there, and there should be a huge crowd on a very nice day. Some breeze, temperature in the mid-40s, lots of sunshine, but they have the silhouette of Coach Landers right across from where we are. You can't see it on your screen, but a nice touch. The coach is here, certainly in spirit. The Mustangs feature one of the most balanced offensive attacks in the conference. They average 246 yards per game through the air, 171 yards per game on the ground. They are second in the ECFC behind Castleton in scoring. So, in theory, we should see a high-scoring affair today. The Mustangs average 33.7 points per game. Scott Rosendahl leads the passing attack, averaging 246 yards per game. He's second in the conference in touchdown passes with 26. Chris McNally leads the rushing attack with 965 yards. He averages 5.5 yards per carry. He only has 2 rushing touchdowns, but he has rushed for at least 79 yards in every game. Matt Valentini leads the receiving corps, 43 catches, 628 yards, 4 touchdowns. And Jordan Hyman leads the team with 9 touchdowns and 796 yards on 42 catches. Castleton ran its winning streak to 6 by dominating play over the final quarter on the way to a 34-14 victory over Husson last week. The Spartans jumping out to a 14-0 halftime lead. However, back-to-back turnovers in their own territory allowed the Eagles to score a pair of touchdowns and tie the game at 14 with 13:39 left in the game. Castleton responded with a touchdown on its next drive and then added a pair of field goals while the defense stifled the Husson offense. Senior Tyler Carpenter put the game out of reach with a touchdown with just 1:01 remaining. And the duo of Shane Brzezowski and also George Bresheras, Brzezowski injured in the fourth quarter, threw for 428 yards combined and 3 touchdowns. And Brandon Boyle caught 9 passes, 221 yards, and all 3 touchdowns. On defense, Cameron Laundrie recorded 14 tackles, including 2 sacks. Castleton boasts the nation's second-best passing attack, 383 yards per game, and is averaging 450 yards of offense per game. Shane Brzezowski second in the nation, averaging 366 yards passing, and has thrown for 31 touchdowns. And again, that will be his final statistic because he will not be playing today. But George Bresheras, 11 out of 22 this year, 152 yards and a touchdown. They have spread the ball all over the place. 3 players have registered at least 45 catches. Brandon Boyle has 83 catches. He leads the nation in both receiving yards, 1,349, and receiving touchdowns with 17. Kevin Alberg is second on the team, 48 catches, 772 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Tyler Carpenter has 47 catches for 453 yards and 4 scores. Carpenter leads the ground attack, 583 yards and 11 rushing touchdowns. The Spartan defensive unit, Castleton, has been tough against the pass, giving up just 146 yards per game through the air and allowing just one team to throw for over 230 yards. Castleton is giving up 276 yards per game on the ground, but ranks 9th in the nation with 29 forced turnovers, and they are also 21st in the country with 16 interceptions. Todd Carr leads the defense with 91 tackles, followed by Cameron Laundrie with 78, including 4.5 sacks. Mick Wong has 76 with 10 tackles for a loss this year. And Cody Tancredi leads the defense with 6 interceptions this season, and Brandon Bergeron has 5. And for a while, Jim Shortle, the Achilles heel for Castleton, and they've had an outstanding year, has been the defensive unit, but the defensive unit just getting better every week. And therein lies a part of the story. The turnover ratio and the interceptions. Bergeron and Tancredi. Mick Wong has been the special teams player of the week. He's the special teams captain. Mick Wong also plays on the defensive side. So the defense is indeed getting better and better. I talked to head coach Mark Klatt, talked about the injury to Shane Brzezowski, and he too felt that George Bucheras could get the job done. Obviously, they feel that everybody on the squad is interchangeable with somebody else. But I said, with the defense, you think might be under more pressure because they feel they have to play better to maybe compensate for the fact that, in theory, Castleton might not put as many points on the board. And he wasn't. He didn't go for that. He said, "You do what you can do," and the old cliche, I guess, pressure is from within.
Well, the thing about Coach Klatt is that the way he prepares his team during the practice week is that everybody is going to play. Everybody has to come to practice because of the game on Saturday, not just the guys that are starting. So if you're the second string or third stringer, you don't come to practice just to watch. You're going to participate and have the mindset that you have to do this in order to perform when you get your chance. So being as that George Bucheras is a freshman, like I said earlier, he's been with Shane Brzezowski throughout the season. He's watched one of the greatest quarterbacks that I've seen ever perform. And, I think that the defense for the Spartans started off the year when we watched them play against Plymouth State. They just had a nose for the ball, and they've had a nose for the football ever since. I think that if they feel they're going to put pressure on themselves to provide for George Bucheras, I think that's going to translate into putting pressure on Bucheras, and that's not the way Castleton is built. They believe in each other, they understand why each other is here, and they fully understand the fact that everybody is here and everybody give 100% and take ownership of their assignments, and that's what makes this program so successful.
Very well said, Jim Shortle. Jim Shortle, a quarterback on the 1976 Mount St. Joseph Academy Division I state championship team here in the state of Vermont. Today is championship day, by the way, in high school football here in the state. And for the last couple of years, all three of the state championship games have been played here at Spartan Stadium. They're going on as we speak. The Division II state title game between Bellows Falls and Rice was at halftime, with Rice out in front 8-6 over Bellows Falls. The games are all being played at South Burlington. And the reason they're at South Burlington is because there's a game here at Castleton today, and it happens to be, people are calling it the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference championship game, but in effect, it is the final game of the regular season that's being played for the championship. Right. So it is technically a championship game, I guess, but it's a regular season game.
It's a championship game played in the regular season. So it's, but you go back to the state title games last year very quickly. All three games were played here, and we were fortunate enough to broadcast all three. And the day went by so quickly. You think, being here at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning and not getting out of here till 9 would just drag. But there was so much. It was just a great day of football. We watched a lot of really great players, and they went by like a shot.
Castleton owns an 8-9 career record here at Spartan Stadium. Brandon Boyle has caught a touchdown in his last 11 games and has at least 2 in each of his last 5. He's gone over 220 yards receiving on 3 occasions this year. And over the last 3 games, Kevin Alberg is averaging 35 yards per kickoff return, 1 return for a touchdown. Boyle at 149.9 and Alberg at 148.9 are ranked 23rd and 24th in the country in all-purpose yards per game. And Mick Wong's 10 tackles for a loss, a school record, as are Cameron Laundrie's 4.5 sacks on the year. Let's check the starting lineups for both teams. For Mount Ida, starting offensively, the center is Matt Monomolo, a 5'10", 235-pound senior. At left tackle, number 72, John Zulo, a 6'2", 276-pound senior. At left guard, number 70, Andrew Miller, a 6', 292-pound sophomore. The center, Bonomolo, is number 51. The right guard is number 58, Frank Civitello, a 6-foot, 280-pound junior. The right tackle, number 74, Doug Hanlon, a 6-foot, 280-pound senior. The quarterback is Scott Drosendahl, a 6'2", 205-pound senior. The fullback is number 90. Drosendahl is number 12. The fullback, listen to this one, Jim. Number 90, R.J. Sivakowski. He is a freshman, 6 foot, 250 pounds, and will certainly have an opportunity. I have a feeling he might stick out a little. Number 90, and a fullback for the Mustangs. The tailback, number 8, is Melquan Pinckney, a 5'8", 160-pound freshman. At tight end, number 83, Mike Babbage, a 6'1", 230-pound junior. And the wideouts, number 19, Dewan Williams, a 5'10", 165-pound freshman. And also number 10, Matt Valentini, 5'9", 175-pound senior. Mount Ida defensively, defensive end, number 6, A.J. Nibbs, 6'3", 215-pound senior. At tackle, number 95, Anthony Sanders, a 5'10", 280-pound sophomore. At tackle, number 76, John Proto, a 6'3", 270-pound junior. At defensive end, number 66, Kyle Nibbs. As the defensive end on both sides, A.J. Nibbs on one side, Kyle Nibbs on the other. Kyle is a 6'1", 206-pound sophomore. The linebacking core, number 47, Ned Cassidy, a 6 foot, 210-pound junior. Number 7, Carlos Julian, a 5'11", 220-pound junior. Number 39, Kalen Smithson, a 5'10", 211-pound sophomore. The corners are Javon Wilkins, a 5'9", 162-pound sophomore, number 3. And also at corner number 5, Quan Lovett, 5'9", 155-pound freshman. The strong safety is number 23, Azim Carter, 5'10", 172-pound senior. The free safety, number 4, Frank Green, a 5'7", 160-pound junior. For Castleton offensively, the center is number 77, Ron Daigle, a 5'11", 300-pound senior from Granville, New York. At left tackle is number 73, Brad Niles, a 6'2", 270-pound senior from Salem, New York. At right tackle is number 75, Stephen Latka, 6'4", 290-pound freshman from Hartford, Vermont. At left guard is number 65, James Stillings, a 6', 265-pound freshman, and he is from Springfield, Vermont. At right guard, number 66, Tom Manley, a 6', 275-pound senior from Londonderry, New Hampshire. At tight end, number 80, Denny Wilhelm, a 6'5", 260-pound junior from Glens Falls, New York. At running back, number 39, Tyler Carpenter, a 5'11", 218-pound senior from Fort Edward, New York. The fullback is number 45, Sean Roth, 5'8", 195-pound freshman from Allentown, Pennsylvania. At quarterback is number 3, George Basharis, a 6'3", 190-pound freshman from Mansfield, Massachusetts. The wideouts, number 49, Tyler Combs, a 6'3", 185-pound sophomore from Colchester, Vermont. And at Brandon Boyle, number 10, a 5'9", 172-pound junior from Springfield, Vermont. We'll also see Zach Howe, number 84, number 15, Kevin Alberg as well. Spartan defensive unit, defensive end number 92, Cameron Laundrie, 6'2", 180-pound senior from Heartland, Vermont. At defensive tackle number 51, Jay Morgan, a 6'2", 265-pound freshman. And he is from Georgia, Vermont. At tackle number 62 is Mitch Boughton, a 6'1", 290-pound freshman from Cooperstown, New York. At defensive end, number 46, Ethan McCura, a 6'4", 245-pound junior from Granville. At the linebacking core, number 53, Todd Carr, 5'11", 220-pound sophomore from Ticonderoga, New York. Also at linebacker, number 54, Keith Schneider, A 6'2", 215-pound senior from Benson, Vermont, went to Fairhaven Union High School. He is the basketball player. Actually, the last time we were here, I don't believe he saw much action in that game, if at all, even though he was given to us as a starter, Keith Schneider, after his career here at Castleton as a very good basketball player. Also a linebacker, number 1, Mick Wong, a 5'7", 195-pound junior from Hartford, Vermont. At the corners, number 27, Cody Tancredi, 6'2", 215-pound senior from Windsor, Vermont, the defensive captain. Mick Wong is the special teams captain. Also at corner number 9, Andrew Purcell, 5'11", 190-pound junior from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. The strong safety, number 12, Eric Minnaw, 5'9", 200-pound freshman from Wappingers Falls, New York. And the free safety is number 6, Brandon Bergeron, 5'9", 170-pound senior from Hartford, Vermont. As ladies and gentlemen, onto the field at Spartan Stadium, the Castleton Marching Band. Just listen in for a moment to the Castleton Marching Band before we continue on. Mount Ida follows them onto the field. Well, listen in. The Castleton Marching Band, directed by Matt Smith. Both Castleton and Mount Ida, the team colors are green and white. Mount Ida on the near side in the white jerseys, green numerals, green pants, and Castleton will be out on the field momentarily. Tyler Carpenter and Cody Tancredi, the captains, first off, and we'll have the coin flip. Again, the winner of this game will advance to the NCAA tournament and will be the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference champion. The loser could get a bid, and we say could get a bid to what they call the ECAC bowl games, a bid to a bowl game, which is a nice honor, but it is a consolation. It's similar to what the NIT would be in college basketball, Division I.
Yeah, I think that Castleton, which would, for instance, if they lost today, would have they could have a home game next week. They don't want that. They want to get this thing done this afternoon. In addition to it being the last game of the season and the championship combined, it is senior day, which is very emotional. And it's a little bit different for these seniors because these guys were here from day one. So they've been here for as long as the program has existed. So this is a very emotional day for the seniors. On top of that, losing Shane Brozowski last week to the broken leg up in Husson, the emotions are running very high for Castleton. And Coach Klatt is doing nothing more than just having them channel this energy to put it right on the football field. Leave yourself on the football field this afternoon and just play with a bunch of pride. And I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen this afternoon with the Spartans.
I have to think that the Spartans are going to throw the football because that's what their offense is. But do you think, and I have no inside information, I'm just asking for your expert opinion as the expert color commentator, that possibly they might try to go to the running game a little bit more, kind of take, or at least if not during the whole game, maybe early to take a little bit pressure off of Bucharest, or is the better thing to throw him right into the fire right away?
Well, he came off of a pretty good game last week up in Maine. Like I said, if he was brand new to the system and just wasn't on board with the way they run plays and the way the offense runs with the quickness of the no huddle and everything else, I would say yes, definitely just start handing the football off and then see what happens after that. Just, take the defense, have the defense come closer to the line of scrimmage and then throw up over the top or underneath the coverages. I honestly don't think they're going to do things much different this afternoon. I think that sincerely, Coach Mark Klatt was telling you exactly the way he feels about George Bucharest and the way these guys feel about each other. And I just think they're just going to go business as usual.
I also think that. I don't think they're going to go too far away from what they do. Certainly Tyler Carpenter has been terrific. Tyler Carpenter, who has 15 touchdowns on the year, 11 rushing, but 4 receiving. Brandon Boyle on the receiving end has 17 touchdowns. That's your strength, the passing game and the wide receivers.
Well, I mean, we watched George Bucharest throw the football before the game. We've seen him throw throughout the year, not a lot, but the fact is you have to go with what got you here. And that is that combo of throwing the football so many times during the game and then giving it to Tyler Carpenter and to Sean Roth. And I'll tell you, one thing I like about their running game right now is having Sean Roth lead block for Tyler Carpenter, which is a great addition.
Here come the Castleton Spartans. We mentioned the quarterback, a lot of talk about the quarterback for Castleton. Of course, Bucharest replacing Shane Brzezowski, but make no mistake, Mount Ida's got a terrific quarterback in Scott Drosendahl, and he can throw the football as well. We might add that many of our servicemen are here as this is Veterans Day weekend, as you know, and we were told that there would be a flyover, and we'll see here as the color guard will be making its way onto the field here at Sports Stadium. Beautiful day. You can't ask for better weather. It's the 10th of November and temperature in the mid to upper 40s and lots of sunshine as the Midas touch of President David Wolk continues, even weather-wise. We mentioned this is the 4th year of the football program here, and I think there's been one bad day.
Well, you're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. First, of course, the alma mater, and now our national anthem.
Today's color guard is composed of members of the PSTB from the Vermont National Guard. The national anthem will be conducted by Dr. Matthew Smith, Associate Director of Band and Captain. Now, would you please join us as we honor our
Castleton Marching Band, the alma mater, and our national anthem, and the color guard from the Vermont National Guard. And if you don't have chills now, you ain't human. That's all I gotta say. On Veterans Day weekend.
Well, I'll tell you, if they have a flyover, that is going to set the tone for, you say having chills. That is one of the coolest sights you'll ever see in your lifetime.
Scott Drosendahl, the captain, along with Azim Carter, also number 42. Dane Finney, and number 51, Matt Bonomolo. And Tyler Carpenter and Cody Tancredi, the co-captains for the Spartans. Somebody did tell me there would be a flyover. I passed that information according to what this person told me. I didn't get any official word, and that may or may not happen here, but we'll see on the weekend. The referee is mic'd up. Castleton won the toss and will be receiving, going right to left as you look out here in the first quarter, and Mount Ida kicking off going left to right.
Well, you know, right now, Jack, with Castleton receiving the football, I think it is an advantage for George Basheras to get on the football field as soon as possible and get things going.
Should be a huge crowd here. Well, we have actually a Black Hawk helicopter, which I also heard would be here. See if we can get a shot of the helicopter here.
Wow.
I don't know.
That is impressive.
There we go, right there. That is impressive. That's the flyover.
That is, hey, I'll tell you what, that is a great flyover. And what worked from the engineer to the camera crew, huh?
Well, Cameron is the best.
He is.
Cameron Clark is the best.
He is. Now
look at this. This is in the baseball field, adjacent to the football field. Here, look at this, folks.
If there's any moisture on that field, there isn't any more.
Right over the pitcher's mound. I know they're just out of the shot of our camera, but pretty good stuff, huh?
This is good stuff.
Bobby Hemman is the kicker, number 2. 5'10", 175-pound senior. Back deep for the Spartans, Michael Totsko and also Kevin Alberk. And it goes to Alberk at the 2-yard line, and the game for the championship of the ECFC is underway as Alberk gets out to about the 24-yard line, and that's where the Spartans will go on the offense. And there to make the tackle on the special teams for the Mustangs, Pat Keegan. So 1st and 10 for the Spartans, going right to left here in the first quarter as the Spartans with their freshman quarterback, George Basheras. Mansfield, Massachusetts.
And nothing unusual about the spot of where Castleton starts their first series.
Couple of wideouts to the left, a wideout to the left, to the right, and Basheras on the fake handoff, and he is going to be stopped. A loss of about 3 back to the 21-yard line. Armin Rivera there on the stop for Mount Ida. Mount Ida in white and green. Castleton in green and white. Castleton in the green jerseys and Mount Ida in the white jerseys. White helmets, Castleton with the green helmets. That lost 2, we'll call it, back to the 22-yard line, 2nd and 12 for the Spartans. Basheras to throw on the second play, and the throw goes behind Boyle, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 12 for Castleton.
Well, first series jitters. I think there might have been a little indication on the route that Brandon Boyle was running. He actually ran more of a comeback, and I think George Basheras thought he was running a down and out. So, but the ball was, I mean, there was a lot of zip on the ball. There's no question there. But they'll be fine. We just got to give them a little bit of time.
Third down play for the freshman. That's Wilhelm shifting from right to left, the tight end out of Glens Falls, New York. Dennis Wilhelm. Bashiris now moves to the left looking and being chased, and he's going to keep. And the freshman gets it to about the 31-yard line, shy of first down yardage. Is there to make the tackle, number 49, Derek Bent from Mount Ida. And the Spartans will have to boot the football away. That picked up about 8, but it'll be 4th and 4. And so Mount Ida makes a stop on the first series of the ball game. There is a slight breeze going left to right to the back of the Mustangs here in the first quarter. Matt Valentini is back deep.
But I'll tell you one good thing about that, about Bashiris on that particular play, was he didn't throw the football away. He didn't throw it just to get rid of it. You know, he kept it down and gained some positive yardage, and great decision.
Chris Jolin on the punt, and it's fielded at the 39 and then advanced to about the 44-yard line by Valentini. And tackle right there is Chris Mancini on the stop for Castleton. And Mount Ida is going to have pretty good field position on this. The Mustangs' first series of the football game. Lots of sunshine and the temperature in the mid-40s. The quarterback is Scott Drozendahl, a 6'2", 205-pound senior. So 1st and 10 for Mount Ida. The Mustangs have it at their own 44-yard line. And a double wing setup and one setback behind Drozendahl. And the handoff goes off the right side. Ball off the right side for a first down across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Todd Carr on the tackle.
And Mount Ida, nothing fancy, just off tackle. And, I think, you look at the setup, and Drozendahl is just, he is pumped. He is just so psyched up right now. And, I'll tell you, I watched him before the game, and this kid can throw the football. So don't be surprised to see it in the air soon.
That was Kareem Cope on the carry, number 33, picked up 12, 1st and 10 as the handoff goes straight ahead and dancing inside the 40 to about the 36-yard line, straight ahead on the carry, picking up close to another 10 yards. Was number 23, Azim Carter. It might have been, 33 was in on the first play, so was Carter. Was it Carter or Cope on that first carry? This one's Carter this time. He was given to us as a defensive player, but picks up 9, 2nd and 1 for Mount Ida at the Castleton 36-yard line. Again, Carter straight ahead, first down, and he bangs his way down to about the 32-yard line as he picks up 4 and a first down. Jay Morgan on the tackle for the Spartans.
Yeah, I think it was Cope on the first on the first carry. Yes,
number 33.
Yes, sir.
And that's Carter there, 23. So another first down as Mount Ida's picked up a couple of first downs. It was 3 and out for the Spartans. They had to put the football away, and Mount Ida has it in Spartan territory down at the Spartan 33. Just under 12 minutes to go in the first quarter. You can have the, as you can see on your screen, and the time on your screen as well. Scoreless ball game early in this one at Spartan Stadium. Drozendahl, play action, steps up, and he is going to be sacked. Is in there to make the tackle. It was Jay Morgan. I believe it was Wong that bothered him and got him out of the pocket just a bit, but Morgan finished him off, and that lost about 5 back to the Spartan 38-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 15.
And that's the way the Castleton defense has been playing all year. They just have a nose for the football, and the first few plays that Mount Ida has run have been right up the gut, and they just need to make their adjustments, but they do. They don't just keep repeating the same mistake.
Big sack for Morgan. Here's the pitch now, and taking it to the left, and it has some room. Far side, inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line on the carry there is Zach March. He's a freshman. And Perone on the tackle. See where they mark it as they bring it back toward the middle of the field to the 26-yard line. He picked up about 12.
There's a kick-out block that was just perfect on the far sideline that just allowed about 8 more yards on that carry. Otherwise, it would have been strung out to the sideline. Probably it would have been back on about the 35. But nice, great kick-out block by Mount Ida.
Third down, about 3. That picked up good yardage and made the third down play certainly doable, though. We have penalty markers down here. The whistles all over the place. Let's wait for the call. I don't see the marker, but I saw the referee. It's a delay of game. So a delay of game, repeat the down. It'll be third down and about 8 for Ida. Moving an entire different unit here. Lots of substitutions. Third down and about 8 for Ida at the Castleton 31-yard line. Scoreless with 10:20 to go here in the first quarter.
Say this game isn't even 2 minutes old, and they've already had a like a platoon system.
Jordan Hyman is wide to the left. Number 9 trips right. Here's Drosendahl to throw down the middle. Hyman there at the 5 and down at the 2-yard line. Jordan Hyman, the junior wide receiver, wide open down the middle. It picks up 29 yards and a Mount Ida first down. Brandon Bergeron on the tackle. They're going to mark it at the 3, first and goal. Here it is again.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Drosendahl just waited for Hyman to clear his coverage. He was very patient back in the pocket. And like we said, we were watching him throw the football before the game. This kid has a gun on him. He can really throw the football down the field, and a great strike to Hyman.
They're bunched up to the left. Here's the pitch back and looking to turn the corner and maybe gets a yard after cutting it back inside. Is Zach March. Cameron Laundrie there on the stop from Hartford High School, Hartford, Vermont, as Cope comes back in. Kareem Cope, a sophomore running back. Using a few more players than I anticipated here. We have a depth chart, and so far nobody's played on that depth chart. Depth chart is a lineup.
We're usually more concerned about the points going on the board. Now we're just watching the subs come running in and out.
Second down and goal. The pickup back to the line of scrimmage at the Spartan 3 and into the end zone for the touchdown is Zach March. 3-yard touchdown run, and Ida is on the board. The Mustangs lead at 6-0.
And we'll see it again. A just great up front push by the big 5 of Mount Ida, and Marsh just went up in the air. I thought for a second he might have been stopped, and when he came down, he just was back down on his feet and just basically went in untouched after that.
Hammond in to attempt the extra point, and the kick is good, and Mount Ida takes a 7-0 lead with 8:57 to go here in the first quarter at Spartan Stadium. So the Spartans, a 3 and out. Mount Ida with the ground game, and finally the big pass to give Ida the first and goal at the 3-yard line. The completion to Jordan Hyman from Drosendahl, and then here's that play again to Hyman down the middle, wide open.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a great play by Drosendahl. He just waited, like I said, he waited for Hyman to clear his coverage and just very patient, let the ball go just at the right time, and Hyman was wide open down the center of the field.
So Mount Ida takes the 7-0 lead. Mount Ida losing to Gallaudet last week. Castleton was up at Bangor, Maine, defeating Husson. Castleton 6-0 in the league. Mount Ida 5-1. But again, the winner, if Castleton does win, it would be, of course, undisputed first place. And if Castleton had lost if they lose this game, here's Albrecht, a good return out to the 35-yard line. If Mount Ida wins, what I'm trying to say is, as I mentioned in the show, is Julian made the tackle on the special teams for Mount Ida. It would be Mount Ida would get the championship by virtue of the head-to-head. They'd both have one loss. Nice return, though, by Albrecht. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. The Spartans have it at their own 34-yard line. Mount Ida getting the touchdown from Zach March from 3 yards out.
And Castleton has a little more breathing room on their second series. I mean, you're looking at just under 9 minutes in the first quarter, and we just know how these games progress.
That's Boyle in motion, right to left. Carpenter off the left side, and he picks his way for a couple out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Picked up about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Spartans, their second offensive series. And Jonathan Charles there on the stop for Mount Ida. 7-0 Mount Ida. Here in the first quarter, 8:30 to go in the quarter at Spartan Stadium. Sun-drenched, big crowd here across the way, but there are some empty seats. I got to tell you, if it's under 3,500 today as an attendance, I'd be very disappointed. Cheris in the shotgun. Cheris throws, and it is intercepted, I believe. Yes, it is. There's the ball. It was intercepted. And it was intercepted by Kalen Smithson. Looked like he took it right. Let's see if we can take another look at it. It was intended for Zach Howe.
Yeah.
Look at this. Smithson somehow came in and ripped it away. It took a little while to see where the football was. But Smithson on the interception. And Mount Ida in business again, 1st and 10 at the Spartan 29-yard line off the interception.
Yeah, I know that George Basharis wishes he had that one back. Because I think
the little bubble screen out to Zach Howe, and he was actually triple coverage.
Yeah.
That was a great play by Smithson, though. Here's March bouncing it to the near side, and he's finally dropped inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. Zach March, a freshman who scored the touchdown. Mick Wong on the stop.
2nd and 4.
Picked up about 6 down at the Spartan 23-yard line. As Mount Ida tries to take advantage of the interception by Smithson. 2nd down play for Drozendahl and company. Here again, March, he bangs his way off the right side down to about the 16. And it is a Mount Ida 1st down.
Well, you know, the thing about March, the way he runs the football is he comes out of the blocks 100 miles an hour. His pad level is low when he goes across the line of scrimmage, and that, if he meets anybody at the line of scrimmage, because of the velocity he's running with, they're going to take the brunt of it because he's a strong kid.
Picked up about 6, another 1st down for Mount Ida. 1st and 10 at the Spartan 17-yard line. Going left to right here in the first quarter. Mount Ida already has a 7-0 lead. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. And March, and he dives his way ahead to about the 11-yard line. Bergeron on the stop. Picks up 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
12-yard line.
They'll mark it at the 12.
Well, I tell you, it's early going. It's 6:40 in the first quarter, but March right now, is very, very impressive. Very strong runner. He does, but sometimes you can't really teach us. He keeps his feet moving all the time. To an extent, you can teach that, but that's within the athlete.
Trips left now, one setback. Drozendahl, as you can see, in the shotgun, and they're using everybody but the kitchen sink here as the inside handoff goes to Pinckney. Went to the right, back against the grain, down to the 5-yard line. It picked up 7 and a 1st down. Nice piece of running there for Pinckney.
Here it is again. And, the thing is, right down, when you have such a short field and you're on the line of scrimmage and you cut back across the grain, usually you don't gain many yards after that, but not the case with Pinckney. He gained an extra 5 yards cutting it back against the grain. Like I said, inside the 10-yard line, that's a tough run.
See Zibikowski. That's Pinckney on the pitch, and he sweeps to the right, and he is in for the touchdown. That is a 5-yard touchdown run for Milquan Pinckney, and it's 13-0 Mount Ida. I'm sure I said Zibikowski is the up guy, but I think it might have been somebody else that's just as big. As here is the extra point attempt, and it's up and good by Hemmen. Just like that, it's 14-0.
Yeah, we'll probably see this one more time. There it is, right up. Nothing fancy right here. You watch this.
See the lead blocker there? That's numbered 89, I believe. That's Michaela Bowe. That's not Zibikowski.
They're about the same size.
They're about the same size. But it is Melquan Pinckney who takes it in, sweeping to the right and into the end zone, and off a turnover. Oneida is able to cash in. A few plays later, the 5-yard run by Pinckney, and it's the extra point by Hemmen. And it's 14-0 Mount Ida with 5:47 to go in the first quarter.
I think the mindset right now, if you're Castleton, is you can't panic. It's still the first quarter, and we just know, just from watching these guys over the years, how quickly they can score also.
Alberg at the 3-yard line, far sideline, a little bit of an opening, and pretty good run back. Got it to about the 30-yard line. And on the special teams, making the stop for Mount Ida, number 36, was Trevor Terrell. Number 36.
36, yes.
First and 10 for Castleton. Now Castleton's third offensive series. Spartans have it at their own 30 and sweeping to the right and looking for room, and managed to get back to the line of scrimmage was Tyler Carpenter, finished off by Jovan Wilkins. And it'll be second and 10. So the Spartans with a new quarterback, the offense sputtering in the early going. Second and 10.
Well, you know, also it's great defense from Mount Ida. They're stringing the play out, and they're pursuing upfield at the same time. So that's just great coaching.
Couple of wideouts to the left, second and 10. Bashiris now moves to the left, looking, throws, and it is caught by Wilhelm. First down out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. A 16-yard pickup. That'll make the young freshman feel a little bit better as we take another look at it.
And you watch the way he just peels off to the left, and yes, it has to make George Bashiris feel great, because he was just waiting for something like this to happen. And once you get that first completion out of the way, especially when it's for a first down, that's huge. So they should be on their way now.
Bashiris now pumps once, and he doesn't let it fly. There is a penalty marker down. A lot of times you see holding in a case like that, a situation like this. We'll see. Bashiris didn't let it fly, and as you said, if you're not sure,
well, here's the scenario. We'll watch it again right here. And he could have let the ball go right there, but just made a great decision not to. You're at first down.
It is holding against Castleton. The number 75 on the hole, Steve Latka, the freshman out of Hartford High School.
Yeah, but the bottom line, Jack, is that he could have thrown the football, and probably not a good decision, and it might be Mount Ida's ball again.
First and 19 as the diving catch by Boyle, far side, came back to make the catch. Nice diving catch by the youngster from Springfield, Vermont, the junior Brandon Boyle, and catch made at the 43. That picked up 12. It'll be second down and about 13. So actually, after it wasn't first and 20, it was more like first and 24.
Yeah.
After the holding call, and the throw to the far side, Boyle, and he dives his way across the 50, and that's where they're going to mark it. So a couple of completions, Bashiris to Boyle. That was a second down play. Third down coming up.
Well, third down. We'll see it again right here, and here's the vintage Brandon Boyle right here. He catches the football, looks like he's going to go out of bounds, and just moves laterally back towards the original line of scrimmage, and makes people miss, and allows to gain another 2 or 3 yards, and it happens almost every time. Great second effort by Brandon Boyle. 3rd
and 6 for the Spartans at the 50-yard line. Boyle, and it's incomplete. Boyle was wide open, but the pass sailed over his head and out of bounds. Incomplete. He was wide open. And Bashiras didn't get it to him, and it's 4th down. Coming up for the Spartans, who trail Mount Ida 14-0. First quarter, 3:39 left in the quarter.
Yeah, you can see it right there. And also, George Bashiras was very upset with himself. He had great protection. It just got away from him. That's the way it goes sometimes. But when you see a QB get upset with himself, he's not blaming anybody. He's upset with himself. That's a really good sign because he knows he can get this done.
Jolin, the punter, and they tell me that that's the correct pronunciation, as calling for a fair catch at the 10-yard line is Matt Valentini. And it's the worst field position that Mount Ida's had in this ball game. They have scored a couple of touchdowns. Zach March on the touchdown, and also Milquan Pinckney on a touchdown. The first touchdown from 3 yards out, Pinckney from 5 yards out. 14-0 Mount Ida, and Mount Ida has it 1st and 10. We're going to mark it at the Ida 11-yard line.
Well, the thing about Mount Ida also is that they have used a lot of kids already in this very young football game, and that can be a little bit confusing to the defense. So it's just a question of playing catch up to who's actually over the ball from you now.
They got both the big guys, don't they, on the wing on the left, 90 and 89 as the toss to March, and that time they had him hemmed in, and he lost a yard, maybe 2, back to the 9-yard line. Andrew Purcell there on the stop. They had both number 89, Michaela Bowe, and R.J. Zibikowski lined up, bunching to the left, and take another look at the great play there.
Yeah, and here it is. They had the 2 big guys lined up, and it's like
that's exactly where they went.
And it's like with those 2, it's like Hugh and Mungus. But you see where Castleton just came up and just played the ball, and what they did was they just read and reacted, and that's the way they usually play.
11. Here's the bubble screen. He has in to make the catches. Hyman, and he gets his way out across the 15 to about the 16-yard line. Hyman, who had that big catch setting up that first touchdown. Perrone on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for Mount Ida.
The thing about the bubble screen, the way that Mount Ida runs this is they hit the receiver streaking across the field. They're going top speed, and all they do, they're just continuing their path until they find they can't anymore. So that's a tough play to stop.
Mount Ida, after the pickup of 8 on the bubble screen, has it 3rd down and about 4 in its own 17, and it looks like this might be too much time again. We'll wait and see. Delay of game, yep. So it'll be 3rd down and about 9 for Mount Ida. The Mustangs will have it back after the 5-yard penalty. We'll have it back at about the 12-yard line.
Well, this is a huge play for Castleton's defense. You have 1:56, 55 left in the first quarter. They stop them here. Mount Ida has to kick the football away. So this is a huge play right now in this very young football game.
It's just a slight breeze now as Grosendahl looking to throw. Fires down the middle, incomplete. The intended receiver was Juwan Williams off his fingertips out across the 30-yard line, and the Castleton defensive unit is held. Here's a look now. The throw just a little bit overthrown.
Well, there's an old saying that, if you're going to not complete it, make sure, or if you're not going to complete it to your player, make sure nobody gets it. So he was in a kind of a tough spot right there, and but I just thought it was great defense, great read by the Castleton defense.
Rosendahl is the punter as well, back in the end zone to boot it away. He was looking for a while, and it's good boot and hits on the Ida side of the 50-yard line and blows dead at the 48-yard line. That's where it's blown dead. Bergeron was back deep.
Did you think he was going to fake it and throw it? I didn't know what he was doing.
I got to tell you, it looked like he had some room to run there, but he was willing to take the chance.
Yeah, because of course, obviously Castleton set up a return. They kind of cleared off the line of scrimmage, but we'll see it right here. You watch how many steps he takes.
And watch the room he's got in.
Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And look at all the room he had. Castleton, its best field position here. 1st and 10 at the Ida 48. Bashiras throws, and it is complete to Boyle, far sideline, and the tackle down at the 42-yard line is over there to make the stop was Jovan Wilkins. That picked up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Spartans have it at the Mount Ida 42-yard line. With a minute to go first quarter, Mount Ida has a 14-0 lead. Basheras play action, throws down the middle, and it's caught by Boyle. Touchdown! Oh, what a job on the play action by Basheras. And for a moment there, I thought he might have overthrown it. Boyle got to it. Touchdown, Castleton.
Well, you know, that's the thing about when you have a teammate like Brandon Boyle. He just said to himself, I'm going to get this football no matter what. George Basheras made a great play action, and then here it is right here. And what a catch by Brandon Boyle. And that just goes to show the confidence they have in each other. And let's not let each other down. Let's play some football. And here we go, 14-6.
14-6, Mount Ida on top here. 42-yard touchdown pass. Basheras to Boyle. Fox on the extra point. And he's got it. It's 14-7.
And hopefully we'll hear it again. Now watch this right here where he just puts the ball back in his belly. Now he turns, and the ball is already released. And I thought for sure, I thought it was overthrown. I think you did also.
I did. I thought it was overthrown just like the other one. But Boyle with a great speed. Here it is. Look at this play action fake. He really sold it.
Yeah, he doesn't. That's not a freshman. That is not a freshman mechanic right there. This kid is good, and he's just going to get better. But what a catch by Brandon Boyle. And let's not forget about the blocking up front by Castleton. They allowed everything to happen. The fake by Carpenter, they bid on that. I was watching the whole thing. And then when Basheras kept the football behind the line of scrimmage, he had his back to the line of scrimmage, which, might seem like an eternity when you're a quarterback. But what you're doing is you're having the patience and the confidence to let the play develop. And that's exactly what he did.
And coming with 51 seconds to go in the first quarter. So Castleton on the board. Ida now leads 14-7. Here is the kickoff as it comes down to the 15-yard line along the near side, all the way across the 40 to about the 42 on the return. DeJuan Williams. And Dave Fox, the kicker, making the stop on the special teams.
Yeah.
So Mount Ida with a better field position than it had before. You talk about, field position is so the punt gave out of the end zone, which was a pretty good punt initially. Here's the return by DeJuan Williams.
Great blocking by the Mustangs, from Mount Ida. That was just, it was well, it was obviously a return right, but it was just well executed.
26-yard return. As the handoff to Pinckney bounces to the near side, and Wong and others there to stop him after a pickup of 4, maybe 5 yards of the play. Elquan Pinckney, a 5'8", 160-pound freshman for the Mustangs. It picked up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. 37 seconds to go in the first quarter.
I think what we're going to see, Jack, is if Mount Ida continues to run that off tackle or even the counter and it gets strung out to the sidelines, they're going to run a play action off of it, and you'll see Drosendahl throw it down the field.
Scott Drosendahl is a 6'2", 205-pound senior. He operated out of the eye, 2nd down and 5. And the deep handoff to Pinckney, and he dances to the 45 to the 41-yard line. First down and more for the Mustangs.
And we got a penalty marker.
There is a penalty marker down. That picked up about 14. Apparently he's going to go against the Spartans here.
But I'll tell you, done by Pinckney right here. You'll see once he gets the football, we'll listen to the call.
As we take another look at the play of Pinckney, see if we can pick up the penalty as well. Well, I was waiting to. It's a personal foul. They're going to tack 15 yards on that. I was looking at the referee to see, to hear him and see the signal. Undoubtedly, it happened at the end of the play. Let's take another look here.
Yeah, I'm going to guess it was a late hit. That's my guess. What a move right there. What a move.
Here's
We're back to line.
Rosendahl looking to throw, throws wide open. Hyman touchdown, and they get it right back. Jordan Hyman in the end zone down the middle, and Rosendahl, a 26-yard touchdown pass, and Mount Ida gets it right back on the final play of the first quarter. Ida goes up 20-7.
And we'll see it again right here. Drosendahl just being very patient. He lets everything set up. He lets his blockers block. He lets everybody clear their coverage. And what a beautiful throw.
That's the end of the first quarter after this extra point by Hemmen, which is good. And it's 21-7 Mount Ida at the end of a quarter. Here it is again as Drosendahl just throws it down the middle. That was similar to the play that set up the first touchdown.
It was the same play. It was just in a different, just a little bit further down the field. That was it. But the execution is just about flawless by the passing game of Mount Ida right now.
So Castleton feeling good about itself after picking up the touchdown, but Mount Ida came right back. Pinckney dancing for a couple of big, that undoubtedly, as you mentioned, a late hit. Attack 15 yards on top of that. Drosendahl made no mistake and found Jordan Hyman for the touchdown.
And the thing about Pinckney is that he just makes people miss. He comes through the line of scrimmage, and it looks as almost like you almost have him, and he just keeps his feet moving, and he just gives you a one look like he's going one way, and just boom, and he's very, very quick.
So after a quarter, our score, Mount Ida 21 and Castleton 7 for the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference Championship here at Spartan Stadium. Jack Healey, Jim Shortle, Cam Clark is our producer. Tosco at the 12-yard line. Tosco to the far side, across the 20, out across the 35-yard line, across the 40 to about the 42. And a 30-yard return for Tosco. And the Spartans, again, pretty good field position. 1st and 10. As we get some first quarter statistics here. Zach March a 3-yard run. Bobby Hemmen the extra point. Melquan Pinckney a 5-yard run. Again, Hemmen the extra point as the Mustangs went up by a score of 14-0. The Boyle touchdown catch from Becheris, 42 yards, and the extra point by Fox made it 14-7. And Hyman, the touchdown pass, 26-yard touchdown pass. Here's the throw complete to Boyle, far side, 50-yard line, 45-yard line. Picked up about 14 and a first down.
And one thing about the first quarter, and you look at the stats for Castleton's rushing, and you see Tyler Carpenter for, a net of 3 yards, and that is so unlike his performance over the past few years. And here's that play again. What a great throw by Becheris to Boyle, and after the catch, positive yards.
It was a 26-yard touchdown pass. Rosendahl to Hyman. Here's Becheris again to Boyle, complete far side, and Boyle is thrown down at about the 36-yard line, picked up close to 10, a little shy of the first down as he was thrown down by Quan Lovett, who made the play.
Again, great protection up front by Castleton, and Becheris just threw a bullet out to Brandon Boyle, and that's what he likes. Just get the ball to me as quickly as you can and let me do the rest.
2nd down and inches for Castleton, going left to right here in the second quarter. The early going in the quarter, Becheris on 2nd and short, rolls to the right, throws incomplete. Nice defensive play over there to break it up was Javon Wilkins right in front of the intended receiver, Brandon Boyle. Will be 3rd and inches. Worth the try on that when you look to pick up the first down on this play.
3rd down, 1 yard to go.
I honestly thought he was going to run it himself, but he saw, he probably saw a little bit of an opening and figured, I want to get the ball down the field. We're down 21-7, but there's a lot of football left.
Couple of wideouts to the right. Becheris has a couple of wideouts to the left. Becheris on 3rd and short. Lets it fly, and it's incomplete. He overthrows Boyle at the 5-yard line. I would assume on 4th and less than a yard, they go for it here.
Well, there's a number of things they could do.
Becheris has just a little bit of the adrenaline going.
Yeah,
A little bit long
there's no question. As well he should. He's in a great position right now, and he's excited about it. And who wouldn't be?
4th down, less than a yard for the Spartans at the Mount Ida 36. Spartans will go for it here. Becheris now looking, and he lost the football, incomplete. He
It was batted down.
Yep, incomplete. I was looking downfield as he pumped.
You see it right here, Jack.
I thought initially, here it is. Yeah,
Bang,
it did get
right
batted
there.
down.
Yeah.
I thought he lost it. I'm a little surprised that they did not go for the running play to pick up the first down. That was maybe a high-risk play there, but that's what they do. That's the offense. And Mount Ida takes over on downs, 1st and 10 at its own 36-yard line, going right to left here in the second quarter. Mount Ida has a 21-7 lead. Rosendahl on the handoff, sweeping to the left, out across the 40-45, near side, and out near the 50-yard line. They're going to say that running out of bounds at about the 48 was Zach March.
I tell you, Mount Ida has some. Oh yeah, Zach March is some kind of fast. They don't have anybody in the backfield that isn't. I mean, extremely fast. You know, there's some players that they're kind of sneaky fast. They don't look like they're moving that quickly, but they really are. But these guys, there's no question.
Picked up 12 yards and a first down. Mount Ida has it at its own 48-yard line. It's Mike Bappage, number 83, is the tight end on the left side. And this is a little delay right up the middle down to the 46-yard line. That, again, on the carry was Zach March. The stop by Keith Schneider. The Eastern Collegiate Football Conference Championship game, in effect, even though it's the last game of the regular season in the ECFC. There's no championship game per se. There might be one in the future, but that picked up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Mount Ida has it at the Castleton 46-yard line. Here's the pitch, sweeping to the right, and that again is March down at the 41-yard line. And it looks to be a first down, picked up about 5. March, the workhorse. Cody Tancredi out of Windsor, and the defensive captain on the stop for the Spartans.
You know, the thing about the Castleton defense right now is there's some guys that usually by this time, we've mentioned the names 3 or 4 times, we haven't heard from yet, but they just need to readjust.
Looks like Zivakowski, the up back, March the deep back out of the eye now behind Rosendahl. Here's the pitch to March with the big guy leading, and March to the 25-20, cuts it in at the 15, to the 10, to the 9-yard line. And that is a 32-yard carry and another Mount Ida first down. Again, the Mustangs knocking on the door. Here it is again. The big guy, we mentioned 250-pound freshman R.J. Zivakowski leading the blocking there.
Yeah, he basically just planted a Spartan. I couldn't even tell who it was. He was underneath him. He put him right in the ground, and March did the rest. But boy, what a great run after the line of scrimmage. March in open field is very dangerous.
1st and goal at the 10-yard line as Pinckney on the call. Stutters steps back inside as he swept it to the left down to about the 3-yard line. And the other big guy was the lead. It was the fullback on that play, number 89, Michaela Bowe. Boy, we can trot out number 89 and 90. Pretty good weapons there as the lead blockers. Going to be at the 4-yard line. Here it is again as it'll be 2nd and goal for the Mustangs, who already lead at 21-7. They have it at the Castleton 4-yard line, coming down in 11 minutes to go in the half. Bowe is the up back, deep back. Elquan Pinckney out of the eye. There is a wing on the right side. Pinckney on the call, sweeps to the right, and he is going to be cut down at just about the line of scrimmage as he tried to cut it back inside. And Creedy again over on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and goal for the Mustangs.
You know, and historically, this is where Castleton usually puts on a good show. We'll see what happens. Mount Ida is very good. They're very disciplined. Their backs are incredibly good at making a cutback right at the line of scrimmage too. So they're a tough group. They're very athletic. They're well coached, and they're fun to watch.
Now back in is the deep back. Out of the eye is March. And again, it's Zivakowski, the up back. They're going to mark it at the 3. Drosendahl looking to throw. Throws, and it's incomplete. As that was Purcell that knocked it away. Might have been tipped initially.
You watch right here. If you look, if we can catch it on the left side of the screen right there, it was tipped. And that's what made the difference right there, because I think that would have been six. That would have been 6 more for Mount Ida.
Purcell knocked it away eventually.
Yes.
Number 9, I'm not sure who tipped it. It's going to be 4th and goal, and it's going to be a 20-yard field goal attempt for Bobby Hemmen. Slight angle to the left as they mark it down at the 10. Rosendahl, the holder, and the kick is good. It's 24-7 Mount Ida with 9:59 to go in the half. But remember, Mount Ida had it 1st and goal, a 20-yard field goal for Hemmen.
I'm just trying to see who I can't make out.
It's Wong, I think.
Is that McWong? Okay, that's not a surprise. And, you know, that is such a statement for the Castleton defense right there, because they had it 1st and goal, and we were saying, or I was saying, you know, how great these guys can cut back. They're very well drilled, very well coached. They're very athletic, and they're physical. And to have them settle for a field goal, you know, is really a great thing for the Castleton defense. That they have to feel good about that.
So it was Hammond on a 20-yard field goal, 24-7 Mount Ida with 9:59 to go in the half. That was right after Castleton was turned away on 4th and less than a yard in Mount Ida territory. Costco and Alberg back deep to receive the kick from Bobby Hemmen. Jack Healey, Jim Shortle, Cam Clark, our producer, and our cameramen are Brian and get to the other here in just a moment because I'm not familiar with him. Alberg returns it out to about the 30-yard line, just shy of the 30, about a 20-yard return. So 1st and 10 for Castleton. So many papers here. The other, it's Nick Lingardo. I'm sorry, Nick. And Mike Valentine, Chris McCormick, the producers at PEGTV Channel 20 in the Rutland area.
And, you know, just going back very quickly to that last defensive stand, that's what Castleton's been doing all year. When the other teams gets inside the red zone and even deeper inside the 10-yard line, Castleton's defense has been outstanding throughout the whole year, and they did it again just a few moments ago.
Sheriff's now on the inside, handoff to Carpenter. Has got some room. 35-40, far side, 45 to the Mount Ida 46-yard line. Tackle finally made by Dominic Spaulding, a freshman for Mount Ida. On a 24-yard pickup as the Spartans quickly started again, and they're going to be whistled down for legal procedure.
Well, you know, I was saying just a little while back how that Tyler Carpenter only had 3 yards in the first quarter. Yeah, here it is right here. And then you know that he's just too good, and the Castleton front line is too good to keep this guy down for too long. And once he gets ahead of steam, it takes a few guys to get him out of bounds.
It was about a 26-yard pickup. Here, the 5-yard penalty, 1st down and 15. The Spartans have it at the 50-yard line. Kyle Higgins is in. Number 8 is one of the wideouts to the right. 24-7 Mount Ida. A lot of time left, though. 9:17 to go in the half. Here's Basheris, and it is tipped and knocked down. That's the second time that's happened. I'm not sure who tipped it that time. It might have been A.J. Nibbs who got in there. It'll be 2nd and 15 at the 50-yard line.
Yes.
It was
number
A.J.
6.
Nibbs.
Yes.
Zach Cow, Alberg wide to the right. Also Higgins wide to the right. Boyle wide to the left.
Well, you know, the thing about blocking passes like that, it's just you're just fundamentally sound.
The Sheriffs now fires incomplete. He underthrew Boyle down at the Mount Ida 35. It'll be 3rd down and 15. They've had some plays. They just had a play from Carpenter. They've had some, certainly had the touchdown pass earlier as into the ball game is number 32, Elias LeCount for the Spartans. Howe is out. But they have lacked that consistency, and again, you would find that with a different quarterback in there right now. Certainly not the quarterback's fault all along, but they've lacked some consistency here in the first half. 3rd down play for Basheris. He looks and fires, and he wants Higgins, and it is knocked away. Back to knock it away was Frank Green from Mount Ida. Higgins, the intended receiver. It'll be 4th down, and the Spartans will have to boot the football away.
Well, one thing that, here it is again, and I honestly think right at this moment, and this will change, is I think George Bacheris is trying to do too much too quickly. He has a tremendous amount of talent around him. He knows that. But when you're out there on the football field, it's a little different, especially in this scenario right here. Being the last game of the year, your starter is out, you're the man. So it's fully understandable why he's jacked like he is.
And the fair catch off the boot from Jolin at the 19-yard line made by Matt Valentini. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Scott Drosendahl and company. Mount Ida with a 24-7 lead with 8:56 to go in the half. Mount Ida has had a 3-yard touchdown run for Zach March, a 5-yard touchdown run for Melquan Pinckney, a 26-yard touchdown pass from Scott Drosendahl to Jordan Hyman, and a 20-yard field goal from Bobby Hemmen. Spartans have a 42-yard touchdown pass from George Bacheris to Brandon Boyle. The scoring to this point with 8:56 to go in the half. Drosendahl on the handoff to March. He kicked it toward the near side. Nothing up the middle. Bounced to the outside. And he picked up a couple to the 22-yard line.
Well, the thing about that play is that Keith Schneider had him in the backfield. And Keith Schneider, who is normally a very good tackler. These things are happening, and this is what they need to do, is just make adjustments. The defense isn't bad. It's just these little things of wrapping. And fortunately for Castleton, they do gang tackle after. So not a lot of harm done, but they could have had the football. They could have had it in the backfield.
Picked up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Drosendahl throws underneath, incomplete. That was the big guy, the big fullback, R.J. Zibikowski, 6 foot, 250-pound freshman, but he couldn't hang on. It'll be 3rd down.
That play right there was really great because I honestly thought he gave it to March. Drosendahl had, that was just a great play action. But, it's not unusual, and I'm sure the Castleton defense understands this too. You just got to stay home and let the play go after it, read what you can read.
Drosendahl out of the shotgun, trips right, and a wide out to the left. 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs. Drosendahl drops back, steps up, looks, throws, incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and the defensive unit is held. That was intended for Matt Valentini out near the 35-yard line. And
we'll see it again right here. What's happening at this point where the pocket collapses? Scott Drosendahl has to come up. He really didn't want to. That's not the pass that he wanted originally. That was probably his 3rd option. And when you make offenses do something they don't want to do, this is the result. You got a 4th down, and they're going to boot the football away.
Drosendahl back inside his own 10. Bergeron back deep for the Spartans, and this will come up short. It'll hit on the Ida side of the 50 and blown dead at the 46-yard line. And that was a 19-yard punt.
See if we can see the punt again. He did almost the same thing as he did down almost in the end zone down here a few moments ago. He takes, which seems like, we'll see it right here. Watch, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He takes 5 steps before he boots it, and they're slow steps. It looks like he's thinking about doing something else, which I still think he is.
Sheriff's on the handoff to Carpenter, and he's brought down to the backfield, back at the Castleton 48-yard line. As the tackle made by big number 96, Rudolph Lewis. He's another freshman. I think got some freshmen on this ball.
Oh, they're very good. And I'll tell you, Rudolph Lewis was not fooled at all. It wasn't a trick play, but he just blew right through the line of scrimmage, right into the backfield, and got Tyler Carpenter.
Lost about 5, 2nd and 15. Bacheris down the far side. Boyle couldn't quite hang on. Maybe initially, if he hung on, he would have had it before he went out of bounds, but he couldn't hang on. It'll be 3rd and 15 for the Spartans. Higgins comes into the game.
And I'll tell you, Jack, I'm not a betting man, but
sure. That's what they all say.
That's what they all say. You got to start with that one. Let me preface this by saying I don't bet. I don't think I'll ever see Brandon Boyle do that again.
It would have been a tough catch, but it was right there.
Yeah.
3rd and 15.
Well, he's that good.
Spartans at their own 49-yard line. Basheris, the freshman quarterback, fires, and it's incomplete. That would have been a tremendous catch. It would have been shy of first down yardage anyway. It'll be 4th down and 15 now for the Spartans. So they again are turned away.
Yeah, you see the ball was thrown a little bit behind Boyle, and he almost made a spectacular catch. He kept concentration, kept his eyes on the football, and just the velocity that Basheris throws the ball with, it was a one-handed. It would have been a one-handed catch. You'll see it right here, and you see his right arm will go up and try to cradle it in, and he just couldn't do it.
Valentini back deep for Ida, and this is going to come up short here off the boot by Jolin, but he does get a nice roll, and it will roll inside the 20 and out of bounds here near side at about the 18-yard line. So Mount Ida gets the football back. Mount Ida 24 and Castleton 7. 7:09 to go here in the first half. Giant Healey, Jim Shortle from Spartan Stadium. Cam Clark is our producer.
Well, I think right now the Castleton defensively, I think is becoming the solid unit that we've seen all year long, and they're just making Mount Ida do things that they don't want to do. So I'm sure they had more of an adjustment talk on the sideline while the offense was on the field. Let's see what happens here.
Scott Drozendahl, the senior quarterback, on the pitch back to March as he sweeps to the left near side. 10 yards, 12, 13 yards. Penalty marker down. It might be holding. As he swept to the left. And we'll see what the penalty marker is all about. Probably holding.
That would be my guess.
And whether you're a betting man or not, you would bet that that's holding.
I want to hear it.
Moving back. Bet you $5. It is holding.
Number 10, foul, 10 yards or beat it down.
A holding call on Matt Valentini.
That was kind of an easy one because the penalty marker was thrown right at the line of scrimmage, too.
It couldn't possibly. If you talk about a sure thing, that was it.
That was a lock.
1st and 15 for the point of infraction back at the Mount Ida 15-yard line. 6:56 to go in the half. 24-7 Mount Ida. Right up the middle, dancing his way out to about the 18-yard line. It was Zach March on the carry.
The difference in some teams and Mount Ida with a runner like Zach March is he hits the hole so quickly that some defenses, if he wasn't running as fast as he is, could probably get a hand out on him or an arm and at least slow him down. But because of how fast he's going when he gets close to the line of scrimmage, makes all the difference in the world. And then his feet keep moving, and he's, like I said, he's a very, very good running back.
Picked up almost 5. 2nd down, a little over 10 for Mount Ida at its own 18-yard line. Pitch back, and March out across the 25 to about the as March comes out, and Melquan Pinckney, another freshman, 5'8", 160-pounder in. It is holding again. That's 2 holding calls on this drive. This Mount Ida, 10 yards from the point of infraction at the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark it back to the 8-yard line. So this will move it back. It'll be 2nd down and about 20 for Mount Ida, back at its own 8-yard line.
Well, here's the point where you can't let Mount Ida off the hook. You got them deep in their own territory. You got a 2nd down and 21 yards to go. I would just say, don't let him off the hook right here.
Rosendahl back to throw, steps up, and he throws underneath as it's complete to Hyman out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Jordan Hyman on the catch. Had some room in space. Picked up good yardage, about 15-yard pickup. Todd Carr on the tackle. Here it is again.
He steps up in the pocket. That's his safety valve right there. That's the last person he wants to go to. And see how he makes what a great move back to the inside of the field. I thought he was going to keep it to the outside, honestly, but hey, these guys are much more talented runners than I ever dreamed of being. So I'm just being entertained.
They're down in 7. Oneida has it at its own 22-yard line, coming down to the 5-minute mark to go in the half. Again, Scott Rosendahl out of the shotgun for the Mustangs, looking to throw. being pressured, steps up, goes to the far side, and he is run out of bounds right around the 26-yard line. It's going to be shy of first down yardage. Tancredi was over there. Carr was over there. Also in the area was Cameron Laundrie. So the defensive unit is held. It'll be about 4 yards shy of first down yardage. It'll be 4th down and 4. Mount Ida has it at its own 26.
Now, the past 2 times that we've seen Mount Ida punt, I've made a comment, you've made a comment how many steps Drosendahl takes coming up to before he kicks the football. It's going to get interesting with this because something's up. Well, not that time.
Well, because there was a little pressure that time.
Yes.
As Bergeron will watch it drop and blown dead at the yard line. So the Spartans pretty good field position again. 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line, going left to right here in the second quarter. 3-yard touchdown run for Zach March, a 5-yard touchdown run for Melquan Pinckney, and a 26-yard touchdown pass from Scott Drosendahl to Jordan Hyman, all in the first quarter for the Mount Ida scoring. The Spartans scoring a 42-yard touchdown pass from Vicheris to Boyle. Also in the second quarter for Mount Ida, a 20-yard field goal by Bobby Hemmon. Spartans, as you know, starting the freshman quarterback, Shane Brzezowski, record-breaking prolific passer, broke his leg last week, so Vicheris getting the starting nod today, and he throws complete to Boyle. Boyle at the 35, down at the 32-yard line.
You know, and I think probably what happened on when the offensive here. Let's just see it again.
27-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's a good chunk, and you see.
Love it on the tackle.
Yeah, you see Boyle after the catch getting wrapped around and just keeps his legs going. You know, another receiver probably would have gone down 5 yards shy of that, but he just kept his legs going and gets every inch he possibly can. 1st
and 10. Did they hop offside? No penalty marker, so apparently not. As the inside handoff to Carpenter, knocked down at the Ida 28-yard line.
No, that run right there by Tyler Carpenter was what he normally does. He goes through the line of scrimmage. He has 1 or 2 guys on him, and he still gains another 3 or 4 yards on top of that. And then, you know, we see him bounce it outside after. But that's vintage Tyler Carpenter right up the gut.
Picked up 5, 2nd and 5 for the Spartans at the Ida 28. 3:25 to go in the half. Sheriff spins and moves to the right, and he's going to be sacked back at the 37-yard line. It looked like Rudolph Lewis on the sack, and that lost back to the 36. It lost 8. It'll be 3rd down.
You know, there's one thing that we have talked a lot about, or we've mentioned a lot of different names for Mount Ida today, but one thing that I've noticed, and I know you've noticed too, a lot of them are freshmen.
That's right. They
have a great team right now, but they have a very bright future.
They're down about 14. Bashiris now looks and throws. Boyle wide open. The 20-yard line. Stutter steps 15. Brandon Boyle from Springfield, Vermont, knocked out of bounds near side at about the 12-yard line. Knocked out by Wilkins. That was a 24-yard pickup and a 1st down for the Spartans. Let's see where they're going to actually going to mark it at the 15. They said he went out of bounds at the 15, so it's a 19-yard pickup.
Another great throw by Basheris.
Inside handoff Carpenter, and he's wrapped up after a pickup of maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd and actually back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Both teams have all their timeouts remaining. It's 2:05 left. Boyle apparently stepped out of bounds right there, even though he picked up a few more yards, right about the 15. And it's now 2nd and 10 at the 50. Now, every time, for the most part, when the Spartans have come up with a big play, they've sputtered. And we'll see what they can do here to get some consistency. Basheris now in 2nd down. Pumps once, throws, far side, and incomplete. And it looks like Frank Green did get a piece of that.
You know, that was a nice throw by Basheris. I think
there it is. There's Boyle waiting, but it hung just a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, and Frank Green knew he couldn't intercept it. but he did the right thing. He just batted it away. He actually tried to bat it down, but it's kind of tough when you're up in the air like that. But that was a good defensive play.
3rd and 10 for the Spartans at the Ida 15. Basheras throws, and it's incomplete and almost picked off. It went off the fingertips of Boyle and almost picked off by Quan Lovett, and it'll be 4th and 10. I would think this is 4-down territory for the Spartans. They got to get to the 5-yard line for a first down. Clock stops with a minute 37 to go in the half, and Mount Ida has a 24-7 lead.
Well, the thing, some people might say, well, why not kick a field goal here? Well, they're going to take a timeout and talk about this. But if they kick the field goal, you'll make it 24-10. With a minute 37 or whatever time would be allowed, say a minute and a half.
If we're talking about a 33-yard field goal, that's not a gimme. So
no. But what I'm saying is that if they go for it now, which I agree with, and they don't get it, Mount Ida is going to take over on downs on their own 15-yard line.
And not a lot of time, even though they'll have all timeouts remaining.
Exactly.
Mount Ida will get the second half kickoff.
Yes.
There's a look at the crowd. A big crowd, but not overwhelmingly so. The banking across the way where our cameras are located, there certainly is a nice crowd over there as well, but not overwhelmingly so.
But, another thing I've noticed is there's people in the end zones on the gating outside of the end zones on both ends, which, we haven't seen a lot of.
I mean, I think it's a nice crowd, but it's not like overflowing. That's all.
Yeah. Well, we were spoiled by the first game ever.
I guess we were. 4th down play coming up for Basheras and company. The freshman looking to throws near side, and it is picked off along the near sideline. And this, we'll see, is it going to go to the house? I believe it will. Touchdown. The pick 6. Javon Wilkins.
And I know we're going to see this again. And what concentration. What concentration. Look at that.
Just about at the 17 by the time he got control.
He just does not take his eyes off the football. And in that case where you have nothing but green in front of you, a lot of other guys would have looked at the end zone and just great concentration by Javon Wilkins.
30-7. That's we're going to say right now an 83-yard interception return for a touchdown. Hemmon on the extra point. It's good, and it's 31-7. Mount Ida here at Spartan Stadium with a minute 21 to go in the half. Here it is again. He juggled it, and by the time he gathered it in, it's about at the 17-yard line, but we'll see what they call it officially here at halftime. And he was not going to be caught. A pick 6.
Yeah.
That was chasing him all the way toward the end zone was Totsko. Michael Totsko was number 28, as you saw on that replay.
And, I got to tell you, the play call was great. It just wasn't executed the way that that they wanted to. I think the ball might have hung up a little bit, but you can't dismiss Javon Wilkins' athleticism and concentration on that interception.
Bobby Hemmon on the kickoff. Albert at the 15-yard line, far side. He's got some space, 35-40. Breaks a tackle, 45 to the 50, and with a minute 12 to go in the half, Spartans have a chance here with good field position on the nice return by Albert. Frank Green on the tackle. 2 timeouts, a minute 12 to go in the half, 31-7 Mount Ida. Going to mark it at the Spartan 49-yard line. George Basheras, the freshman quarterback from Mansfield, Massachusetts, played in a couple of Super Bowl games for Massachusetts state championships. Basheras now fires far side. Albert makes the catch, and he kept both feet in bounds. He only needed one.
Well, I tell you what a great catch. What a great catch. We'll watch it right here. A nice throw by Basheras.
the 33-yard line.
16-yard pickup and a first down. Basheras, quick throw, incomplete. He had Boyle down the sideline. He expected him to cut back as it's 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 1:04 to go in the half.
Yeah, he had Albert doing the hitch route, and I think he thought Boyle was doing the hitch route because Albert went out about 4 yards and turned back towards the line of scrimmage, and the ball was already by him, but it wasn't intended for him.
Fairhaven's Levi Ellis, one of the wideouts to the right. Higgins and Albert, and Boyle is wide to the left. Trips right for the Spartans, 2nd and 10. Basheras steps up. And he steps back inside as he keeps, and he's knocked down at the 26-yard line. Nice, nifty job there. Picked up about 7.
Now we'll see it here. He could have been right about here. He could have been stopped. Here we are again.
The throw complete to Boyle, and he's taken down. Is it enough for a first down? Down at the 22. I believe he did get the first down. Now timeout with 36 seconds to go in the half. It is a first down, and the clock stops. A.J. Nibbs on the tackle. The clock stops with a first down. First down at the 21-yard line. Throw to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Intended for Higgins near sideline. 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 27 seconds to go in the half.
We'll see this again. I thought it was a pretty good throw. I mean, it was in the right location. Let's put it that way, because if Higgins doesn't get this, nobody does. So that's what he's been taught, and he executed it very well. It's just, it's a game of inches.
2nd and 10, the Spartans at the Ida 22. Basheras moves to the far side, throws, and it is caught by Carpenter for the touchdown. Whoa, what a great catch by the Castleton senior.
Wow. I like to see that like 7 times.
22-yard touchdown pass from George Basheras to Tyler Carpenter. Let's take a look again.
Look at that, and Basheras under a tremendous amount of pressure. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, and let's just catch it right now and get this over with. What a great athletic play by Tyler Carpenter.
18 seconds to go in the half. 31-13 Mount Ida now. Here's Fox to attempt the extra point. And he bangs it home. It's 31-14.
We'll see it again right here. You see Basheras looking off to his right, and that's where he really wanted to throw the football. And great pressure by Mount Ida's defense. And he's rolling to his left. He throws back across his body, and that was outstanding.
I'll tell you, nothing you watch today in collegiate football will be like that.
No.
That's going to be a top 10 play on ESPN. Mail it in, Cam.
1, 2, 3, yes.
Nothing you'll watch tomorrow either.
Oh man,
no. NFL Sunday.
No, you don't see that. Not like this is good stuff.
Oh, you do see it, Jim. Come on.
Not like that.
But you might not see it today or tomorrow.
I won't see it. That's right. I won't watch it.
I can't say like in history.
I won't watch any.
All kidding aside, that was subcat.
That was fantastic.
Basheras with a couple of touchdown passes in this game, as this is going to come up short to the 22-yard line and out to about the 34 on the return for Armand Rivera for Mount Ida. 14 seconds to go in the half. Remember, Mount Ida will get the second half kickoff, so I would assume they're content to let it run down here, at least a running play.
Well, I know that the Castleton secondary, what they're saying is just make sure nobody comes out of that little pack. That's all. But I think they're doing that. Yeah, that's the right call.
And so as time runs down here at the end of the first half, and it is Mount Ida 31, Castleton 14 for the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference Championship. And this is the final game of the regular season. Here at Spartan Stadium on a beautiful November afternoon, Veterans Day weekend. We had the helicopter, which is still here, by the way. It did not actually land on the baseball field, we might add. It was to the practice soccer field adjacent to the baseball field, but it's still here. So we're at halftime. from Spartan Stadium. We'll be back with our halftime show. We'll take a listen to the Castleton Band, all coming up after this time. I'm going to listen into the Castleton Band. We have the statistics coming up here in just a moment. As we are back, Jack Healey, Jim Shortle, Cam Clark is our producer. Our cameraman Brian Bashaw and Nick Lingardo are on PEGTV today as well, Channel 20 on the Rutland cable system. That Wilkins interception, they officially called it a 96-yard interception return, and I was counting from the time he actually made the catch. I wasn't sure exactly how they judged that statistically, but it goes into the books as a 96-yard interception return per touchdown. We'll get to the statistics coming up, ladies and gentlemen, shortly, but we're going to take a little break here and listen to the Castleton Band, directed by Matt Smith.
melody, Lorenzo Way. I Know You Want Me is Pitbull's first single to be internationally successful. About 100 in the U.S., which made it Pitbull's most successful single to date, until Give Me Everything hit number 1, and the song also became his second top 10 hit. As of June 2011, I Know You Want Me has sold 2.6 million digital copies in the United States. Sit back and sing along.
What's that? Oh, and Rice was up 23-14. Yeah. They won 23-14, yeah. Go ahead, you can stream down to when they won.
From the Children of Sanchez. Children of Sanchez is a 1961 book by American anthropologist Oscar Lewis about a Mexican family living in the Mexico City slums of Tepito. The film based on the book with the same title was directed by Paul
You got 'em?
and released in 1979.
Seen a lot of this today.
You know, at the end of the game here, and when I get going, I won't have a chance to dump that. Yeah, I'm not going to break my back in over there. What the heck? Yeah, I will dump it. Take it the 10-minute mark and then. You've been watching the Castleton Marching Band. We're at halftime here at Spartan Stadium. And at halftime, the Mount Ida Mustangs lead the Castleton Spartans 31-14. I'm Jack Healey with Jim Shortle. Dan Clark is our producer. Our producer is at Channel 20 on PEGTV on the Comcast system in Rutland, Vermont. Mike Valentine and Chris McCormick, and our cameraman Brian Bashaw and Nick Lingardo. Mount Ida got on the board in the first quarter with 8:57 to go in the quarter. Zach March, a 3-yard touchdown run, and that would put Mount Ida up 6-0. The extra point by Bobby Hemmen made it 7-0 Ida. Ida went 56 yards in 8 plays. It took 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Ida would score again at the 5:47 mark, a 5-yard run for Melquan Pinckney. The extra point by Bobby Hemmen, that would put the Mustangs up 14-0. They went 29 yards in 5 plays. It took 2 minutes and 25 seconds. The Spartans got on the board with 51 seconds to go in the quarter. Freshman quarterback George Bacheris, a 42-yard touchdown pass to Brandon Boyle. And that made it 14-6 Mount Ida. Dave Fox, the extra point, made it 14-7 Mount Ida as the Spartans went 48 yards in 2 plays. It took 38 seconds. And Mount Ida would score on the final play of the first quarter as Scott Drosendahl would throw a 26-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Hyman. Bobby Hemmen, the extra point, that would make it 21-7 Mount Ida. The Mustangs went 59 yards in 3 plays. It took 44 seconds. In the second quarter with 9:59 to go in the quarter, Bobby Hemmen, a 20-yard field goal to make it 24-7 Mount Ida. Mount Ida went 60 yards in 8 plays. It took 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Then with 1:21 to go in the half, Javon Wilkins, a 96-yard interception return for a touchdown. Bobby Hemmen, the extra point, that would make it 31-7 Mount Ida. Again, that goes into the books. They tell me here as we take another look at it here, 96 yards for a touchdown. As I discussed it with the statistic people here next door about, do you call it from where he first touches the ball or when he finally gathers it in? And he juggled it and finally had control at about the 17. And so I looked at it as an 83-yard interception return, but in the books as a 96-yard interception return. And then with 18 seconds to go in the half, George Bacheris, a 22-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Carpenter. Watch this catch by Carpenter. A day, as Jim had pointed out to me off the air here, a day for juggling catches. They made it 31-13. Dave Fox, the extra point to make it 31-14. The Spartans went 51 yards in 6 plays. Took 54 seconds, and that's where we stand now at halftime. George Bacheris, 12 of 28, 192 yards, a pair of touchdowns, and a pair of interceptions. Scott Drosendahl, 4 of 8, 76 yards, and a touchdown. The rushing department, Zach Mack, 17 rushes for 114 yards and a touchdown. Melquan Pinckney, 5 rushes, 36 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Carpenter, 6 rushes, 32 yards, actually a net of 27. And George Bacheris has rushed 4 times for a net of 5 yards. And receiving, Brandon Boyle, 9 catches, 136 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Carpenter with 1 catch, 22 yards and the touchdown. Kevin Alberg with a catch, 18 yards. Denny Wilhelm with a catch for 16 yards. By the way, Carpenter on the touchdown, that was his 16th touchdown of the year, and that's his 5th on the receiving end. He's had 11 rushing touchdowns. Brandon Boyle picking up his 18th touchdown of the year. Carpenter's got 16, 5 receiving, 11 rushes, and Boyle on the 18 touchdown catches. And first down department, Mount Ida has 11, Castleton 9 rushing yards. Mount Ida 146, Castleton 32, but Castleton has the 192 yards passing. The couple of interceptions. One, of course, the interception return for a touchdown by Javon Wilkins. And no turnovers for Mount Ida.
Well, you know, we talked about this before the game. You have the freshman quarterback in there, George Bacheris, and the question was, are they going to just run the football and throw it when they feel very comfortable? I mean, he's he's thrown the football 28 times, in the first half, which doesn't surprise me. The last interception was outstanding, and this just shows the confidence that Coach Mark Klatt has in his young quarterback. And what are we going to do? What we're going to do is we're going to run what got us here. I know that there's a personnel change and a very important one, but like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, Coach Klatt coaches these guys at practice, full participation. You have to practice like you're going to get in there and make a positive contribution.
Talked a little bit about the attendance earlier. I don't have any official word on that, and I don't even know why I bother even estimating.
I do. I know why you do. I think it's great. I mean, I think it entices people to come out and watch this live.
I'm lousy in doing that, so I don't know. I have this figure in my mind, and if it doesn't reach the figure, then I'm disappointed. But I will say this: that we took a little break in the terrace here, the walkway, and there were more people down there than I thought.
Yo, it's crowded. There's no questioning.
So it took a little while.
Honestly, Jack, granted it's a beautiful afternoon. We have been blessed all season long, as we have for the past couple of years, with the weather during the home Castleton football games. But because of the circumstance here, because of it being the last game of the year in the championship and it's senior day, I don't think it would really matter. We wouldn't obviously have as many people if it was raining and windy and all that. That's just natural. But I don't think that this day, no matter what the weather, would have brought a small crowd. So, and I think that's just a tribute to the enthusiasm and the, I guess, everybody buying into Castleton football and what it means to the community and to the school. So you look out, and we always wait until the middle of the first quarter or so to really see the stands start to fill in because of the tailgating going on, which is absolutely, it's so much fun to walk by all these people having a great time before the game, and they might even be doing a little bit of tailgating after. But all in all, a very successful program, a very, very young program, and the bottom line is they have great people running the show.
Well said.
Too, the more he kind of rubs off on people in the right way. He's a very positive person, but he's also very realistic about things.
You'll be talking to Mark Klatt.
Yes, I will.
Whether Castleton wins or not,
yes.
Obviously they're trailing here 31-14 at halftime.
Yes.
Over against the Mount Ida Mustangs. Mount Ida with that lead. I look across at both teams getting set to come back on the field. It's a rather long trek from the locker rooms here at Spartan Stadium to the football field.
Here's one more thing I'm going to say before we get to the second half. That last interception, the play calling was outstanding. I mean, it was a great play call. It just wasn't executed the way that they wanted to execute it. I'm not going to go into what the score would be if the ball wasn't intercepted or whatever. And Mark Klatt doesn't want to do that either, because that's fictitious. It's not. It is what it is. But the bottom line for him, I think what he's telling his kids is, we have to keep doing what we're doing. And we've seen progression both on offense and on defense throughout the first half. When in the beginning of the game, Mount Ida came and scored twice very quickly. So, people might think, oh, geez, what is this? You can't count these guys out. They're just too. They have the heart of the size of Texas, and they want to win this football game, and they're going to just go with what got them to this point, and that's the way I think we're going to see the second half play out.
Mount Ida will get the second half kickoff. You might remember that Castleton did win the toss at the beginning of the game, and that is a Black Hawk helicopter, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
That is just so impressive.
I had mentioned the flyover, and I had heard that there would be a Black Hawk helicopter as well, and so I heard two rumors: the flyover and the Black Hawk helicopter, and I chose the flyover rumor and the Blackhawk helicopter, but we got a good shot of it until the helicopter went outside our camera view here. But the helicopter is going to be taken off again. It landed in the field adjacent to the baseball field, practice soccer field here at the Spartan Athletic Complex.
Well, you know,
impressive on this Veterans Day weekend.
Yeah, well, you know what was really impressive was the fact that helicopter wasn't flying too high above the treetops.
No, it wasn't.
So, I mean, with the naked eye, you could get a really good look at it.
Absolutely impressive.
Oh, yes.
Just it's, I think, going to take off again here, right?
Yeah,
I can hear. I don't know if we're picking that up or not. You can hear the engine.
Oh, it's yeah.
Let's see if we can get a shot of it when it does take off. But that was in the pregame, and it's been there on display throughout the first half. And just a look at the crowd here at Spartan Stadium as well. As I was about ready to say, Mount Ida will get the second half kickoff. Now, the winner of this game, of course, wins the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference Championship and will advance to the Division III NCAA playoffs. The loser will probably get a bid to the ECAC tournament, actually an ECAC bowl game, as is what they call them. They don't advance any more than one game, but so the loser might still be playing some football next week. Here come the Spartans back on the field here at Spartan Stadium. In the Division II state championship game here in the state of Vermont in high school football, it was Rice winning its second title in 3 years, defeating Bellows Falls 23-14, and Rice completes an undefeated season. There, the helicopter is taking off here. Let's see if we can get a shot when it comes into our camera view, because it's coming right over the top of the stadium here. Here it is.
Wow.
There it is. And the fans on their feet here at Spartan Stadium. Boy, that's pretty impressive.
That is
good job by
Cam Clark
staff here. There it is. Look at this. Right over the tops of the light towers, and off it goes. No, just quickly.
Great camera work.
Yes,
just outstanding camera work.
Just George Basheris is the Spartans will be going right to left here in the third quarter. Mount Ida left to right. I think George Basheris, all in all, has been pretty good. A couple of touchdown passes, obviously a couple of interceptions, one a pick six, but he's a freshman and just lacking just a bit of consistency, which you would see in a freshman. But all in all, I think he's done pretty well, and still a half to go here. And we'll see what happens.
I agree with you 100%. And the only thing is, you watch after he throws a bad pass, he gets really upset with himself, which is a great sign. He doesn't dwell on it.
And we're underway in the second half, as that is Williams along the near side, knocked out of bounds, down around the 35-yard line. Let's see where they mark at 36-yard line, and so Mount Ida with a 31-14 lead. Goes on the offense for the first time here in the second half. 1st and 10 at its own 36-yard line. As Scott Rosendahl is, in his own right, a pretty good quarterback as well, as he pitches it back to March, and March sweeps to the left and is knocked down at about the 40. Picks up about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Mick Wong on the tackle. Purcell over there as well, number 9. Number 9, Purcell, number 1. Mick Wong picked up 4 out to the 40-yard line. Just underway in the third quarter. Mick Wong from Hartford High School, and there are others, Hartford grads on this Castleton team. Brandon Bergeron, who's in the secondary. Back to that in a moment. But their alma mater playing for another state championship today at South Burlington. Inside handoff, March. Purcell has got him, and he breaks the tackle. 50, 45, 40 down to the 38-yard line. It looked like he was going to be stopped, and he kept on going.
We'll see this again. He was in the grasp of 3 Castleton defenders, but watch this right about here. Okay, watch his legs. he just, well, you can't see it now, I'm sorry, but I had a better view of it. His legs never stopped. They just never stopped, obviously. This is what happens. And, you know, this is why kids are taught, keep your legs going all the time. Don't stop until you hear the whistle. This is why, because he just gained another 15 yards on his own.
Picked up 17 and a first down, 1st and 10 for Mount Ida. March straight ahead and knocked down at the 30-yard line. As Mount Ida establishing itself here offensively at the beginning of the second half. That picks up 3. It'll be second down. Picks up 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 as the tackle made by Cameron Laundrie. Mount Ida has it just outside the Castleton 30-yard line. Picked up closer to 8 yards. 31-14 Mount Ida, early going third quarter. It's Babbage, the tight end, shifts to the left side. A couple of wideouts to the left. They operate out of the eye. March again, spins and backs his way to about the 28-yard line. It's awfully close to first down yardage. The Schneider there on the tackle for the Spartans. Going to mention Bergeron, Wong, and others. And also we mentioned Cameron Laundrie just a moment ago, all from Hartford High School. And Hartford will be playing for the Division I state championship in high school football coming up today at 5 against BFA of St. Albans here in the state of Vermont for their 3rd straight.
Yeah, and you know, the thing about, I'll let this play run off, and I just want to make a comment about Zach March.
They're down less than a yard for Mount Ida, and Rosendahl on the keeper, first down at the 26. Needed a half yard, picked up 3. First down for the Mustangs.
We'll see this again, but prior to this play, the only person, unless I'm mistaken, the only person that got the football on the ground was Zach March. Now, he's a freshman, and he's making that was a great push by the up front by Mount Ida. He's a freshman, and they're giving him the football and letting him go and knocking people over. He just has such a bright future ahead of him. I mean, he's very good right now, but he's just going to get better.
Going to mark it closer to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for Mount Ida. Hyman is on a touchdown pass wide to the right. Slot right is Valentini. And again, Mount Ida in the eye. And again, the shift for the tight end, Mike Babbage, number 83. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Rosendahl on play action steps up, and he breaks a tackle and manages to pick up something out of nothing down to the 21-yard line. He was almost sacked.
We'll see it.
Eventually got him.
We'll see it right here. He makes a nice play action. I think he just got hurried right at this point, and I thought Cameron Laundrie had him. He had him.
He picked. He got back to about the 26-yard line, I should say. Picked up about a half yard, so it's not a sack, but close to it.
But he didn't do what he set out to do. He didn't complete that.
Second down, about 9. Mount Ida has it at the Castleton 26-yard line. 11:05 to go in the third quarter. Mount Ida with a 31-14 lead. This is Pinckney. Bounces to the near side and to about the 23. Long on the tackle. Third down coming up. In for Castleton defensively is Jay Morgan, number 51. He's in for number...
You'll see number 6, Brandon Bergeron is gimping around out there pretty noticeably.
They're down about 7. Oneida has it at the Castleton 23. Rosendahl stepping up. Rosendahl is met head on at about the 18-yard line and driven back. Shy of first down yardage. It'll be fourth down coming up.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that the Mustangs got away with a tackle right about here.
You kind of gave me a poke in the side here, and I'm looking for a penalty flag, and I don't see one.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be fourth down about 3 at the Castleton 19, and it is 4-down territory this time for Scott Rosendahl and company. All shift to the left and bunch up to the left. One setback behind Rosendahl. Here's the pitch back to Pinckney, and Pinckney bounces it toward the outside. I thought they had him down, but he got down to the 16-yard line. He did break a tackle. If they now,
it depends on where they spot this. I don't think they got it.
Well, they're going to say at the 17-yard line. It's awfully close. Actually, one of the Castle players, as I looked down, Todd Carr was claiming his knee was down initially, but they're going to mark it between the 16 and 17-yard lines. They have to bring the chain game from the near side all the way to the far side. I don't know if we could catch. I think I just looked at the replay after. Well, right there. Did he go down there?
Yeah,
or not?
I couldn't really see.
Of course, there are no replays here, so it doesn't matter whether he did or not. And it is first down, Mount Ida. They just made it. First down. That would have been a huge turnaround if he was a little bit shy. It was tough to tell whether his knee touched about 5 yards before that. First and 10, Mount Ida at the Castleton 17. Mount Ida has a 31-14 lead with 9:24 to go in the third quarter. Hyman is wide to the right along with Valentini. Zibakowski, that big 250-pound freshman, is a wing on the left as March is back in as the setback. So first and 10. Ida picked up the first down. March now sweeps to the left, and oh my, it's a helmet-to-helmet. Penalty markers down. That is a personal foul. It'll be half the distance to the goal line. Pretty sure that's what they are going to call here. That I can feel it up here. Here it is. At the 15-yard line. All right, let's watch it again. I don't think there's any question that it was.
No.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's the other way around. I'm sorry.
See,
Okay,
watch.
That's why you're here as the expert.
Yeah. See, I thought it was helmet to shoulder pad and slit right there.
So what did they call it eventually?
I didn't hear.
Number 90.
Number 90.
He might have been on. So it's back at the 25-yard line as the throw is incomplete near side down at the 12-yard line. Matt Valentini, the intended receiver. It was I think it was holding. That's what they called it, I believe, on Zibakowski.
I think it was that. I think who came up with the tackle, though, was for Castleton.
It is marked down at the Castleton 25. It's second down and about 18. So I beg your pardon. I still thought it was no question about it, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
but you disagree with me.
Yeah, I really didn't. I thought it was just a tough hit by Mimna.
Funny, they just threw the penalty markers right to that spot.
Throw right at the spot.
Second down play, and coming across to make the catch, Hyman. A short gain down at the 23-yard line.
And right now,
picked up a couple. It'll be 3rd and 16.
I don't have a 69 for Castleton. Well, I think he was complaining that he got blocked in the back. I didn't see it, and usually I don't know. Usually that's pretty obvious. But
Rosendahl is in the shotgun, trips right, a couple of wideouts to the left on 3rd and long. Rosendahl throws toward the end zone, incomplete. That was well covered. He threw that pretty much into triple coverage. DeJuan Williams was the intended receiver. It'll be 4th down. And it looks like this time Hemmons going to try another field goal. So I beg your pardon. I don't want to call. That's why my philosophy, even though I didn't then, is not to call penalties myself. It's going to be a 40-yard field goal attempt, slight angle to the right, a 40-yard field goal attempt for Bobby Hemmons.
That's a live ball.
Blocked, and Castleton will have the football. The only time you call the penalties yourself is when it's an obvious illegal procedure or an obvious hold. Like
I was going to say when
we were bragging about it back in the first half.
When it's thrown at the line of scrimmage, it's a lock.
But I might add that you did your job. You're here as the expert commentator. I am not, and you had your doubts about it, and I thought it was even when I saw it again. second and third time. But so the Spartans do eventually get it on the blocked field goal attempt. 1st and 10. Spartans have it at their own 26-yard line. Basheris, the freshman, looks and throws complete to Wilhelm, and he gathers it in out across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and that picks up just about 10. We'll see if they're going to call for a measurement or not. They're going to mark it at the Castleton 36, second in inches. And,
Basheris took his time. He waited for Wilhelm to clear, and that was a great play.
And they hand off to Carpenter. He loses a couple back to the 33. The chain gang was late, and they did call it a first down. So as that play was underway, as Carpenter lost a couple, the chain gang was moving across the way. Is your brother on the chain gang?
Oh, yes, he is.
All right, well, he was late.
I'll call him later.
And lost about 3, 2nd and 13. Spartans have it back at their own 33. Basheris, far side, incomplete. He overthrows Bergeron. Here comes a penalty marker. Let's see. I'm not going to call this one myself, Jim. I'll let you do it. You are the expert.
I'm going to say pass interference on number 3, I think.
Pass interference, offense. So we're both wrong.
Wow.
We're 1-1.
Yeah.
They're going to call that on the Spartans. They're going to call it on Boyle. Offensive pass interference, or at least that's the preliminary indication.
Wow.
Yep, a 15-yard penalty. All the way back to the 18-yard line. What do you think?
I didn't see it. I didn't see. I just saw the flag come flying in, but the ball wasn't catchable. And I think the ball was actually already over the head of both receiver and defender at the time. That was just my view of it. But if he interfered offensively with pass interference, it was pretty quick and certainly quicker than my eyes.
Second down and 28. Basheris to throw, and he's got Boyle. Boyle with a lot of catches out to the 28-yard line. Boyle had 9 catches in halftime. I believe the record we were here was 17, if I'm not mistaken. And out to the 28, picked up 10. They got 10 of the yardage back at 6:48 to go. The third quarter. 31-14 Mount Ida. Castleton has a third down, about 18 at its own 28-yard line. After blocking that field goal attempt by Hemmen from 40 yards, Basheris throws down the middle, and it's incomplete. That would have been a first down at the 50-yard line, intended for Kyle Higgins. And Higgins has been shaken up. Here it is again, Basheris, who was there. And
that was definitely a bang play. I could.
Defense, number 6, offside, 5-yard previous spot.
Oh, they call an offside penalty against Mount Ida.
And I think what people are looking for down on the field, Jack, is a helmet-to-helmet, I think. I couldn't.
Well, I hear people screaming defenseless receiver, but regardless of what people are talking about here, as Higgins is being administered to, and hopefully he's okay.
He's going to be fine. Look right. Yeah, I couldn't see it.
It was out of our shot a little bit.
Yeah.
In the meantime, and Higgins comes trotting off far side under his own power. 5-yard penalty, offside against Mount Ida. So the Spartans do get a break there because without a penalty, there would have been fourth down. But now it's 3rd and 12. Spartans have it at their own 34-yard line. Trips left for Castleton and a wide out to the right. It might be offside.
They got a free play.
Here's Carpenter. Bounces to the outside, far side, and Carpenter bounces it out to about the 44. But they're going to take the penalty because unless there's another penalty at the end of the play.
Well, I'll tell you what. At the end of this play, Tyler Carpenter is on the far sideline, and he got his face mask grabbed out of bounds.
We'll see if they call that. We know the original one, and we can call it in this case.
Watch.
They're going to actually the original.
Defense offside.
Yeah,
okay.
They're going to call the defense for offside. That's why we said free play, but we were waiting to see if they called another one.
3,650. The Spartans, thank you.
I believe I heard the attendance is 3,650, so it went over my 3,500 mark.
So you're good.
Yeah, I think I heard it. Hopefully they give it to us.
Yeah.
The attendance. Now after the 5-yard penalty, hopefully they will write it down for us. I'm not sure that I heard it completely, but 3rd down and 7. The Spartans have it at their own 38-yard line. So they get another opportunity here. Bashiris pumps once.
Great decision.
He will keep 1st down and more down at the 50-yard line.
He's
picked up 12 and a 1st down.
Yeah, this is great. He had the pump fake going. He brought it back again, was going to let it go, decided not to. He saw some green in front of him. Great decision by the freshman, and got his pad level down, so he didn't take he gave out a little bit right there. So now he just popped back up, and he's ready to go. 1st down, Spartans.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Couple of breaks and a couple of offsides against the defensive unit. Bashiris again down the middle. Alberg on the catch. Alberg to the 30. Alberg still on his feet to the 25 to the 20. Look at him go! Still on his feet, and he bowls his way down to the 8-yard line.
Man, I'll tell you, we have seen some. I was going to say first of all that Kevin Alberg usually doesn't go down on the first hit. So let's watch it right here.
1st and goal at the 8 for the Spartans. Look at this.
Oh, this is outstanding. Look at it. Another miss right there. Now, right here, you think he's going down. No. And then right here. It's 1, 2. Now he's dragging people with him. Wow. That is impressive.
They're going to mark it at the 9. 1st and goal. There is a Mount Ida player shaken up. 5:39. It's been very entertaining. This ball game, despite the score, I don't get the feeling that the game in any stretch is out of hand here. 31-14 Mount Ida. Here it is again.
Yeah, we'll watch it again, and I'll just make the comment after we watch it because we don't want to interrupt this play.
The player that's shaken up for Mount Ida is Frank Green. He's being helped off the field. He is limping and being helped off along the near side.
And the bottom line is that the Mount Ida coaching staff understands how quickly Castleton can score.
So 42-yard pass play.
And we've seen this throughout this entire season. We saw it last season, and we've seen it since day one, how quickly they can put points on the board. Very unusual to have Castleton in the 3rd quarter only have 14 on the board.
And in motion left to right, Bashiris. On the handoff, did they take too much time? No, because I see the clock. It's going to be illegal procedure, so it's going to be 1st and goal at the 14. Again, just lacking that little bit of consistency. Every time there's been a big play.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say they shoot themselves in the foot in the sense of penalties or anything like that. It is in this case, but trying to put some plays together. Alberg is wide to the left along with Tyler Combs. Boyle wide to the right. Carpenter the lone setback. Bashiris now moves to the left, throws to the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted. He'll advise there. You can see that one coming. That was intercepted by Quan Lovett.
And we'll see it again right here. You look.
He was covered.
Yeah, he was covered. He's just. Yeah, that was definitely.
It was intended for Tyler Combs, and you knew it as soon as he let it go.
Yeah. See right here. He has his eyes locked on him right now. He's going to just coil his body, let it go, and right when he let it go, he knew.
Yeah, nice play by Lovett.
Yeah, it really was. It was great defense by Lovett because I don't think George Bashiris saw Lovett until it was just too late. He could not stop the football from coming out of his hands.
So the Spartans had a golden opportunity, 1st and goal, but the turnover is the pitch to March, sweeps to the right and skips across the 25 out to about the 27. Picked up about 7, will be 2nd and 3. 31-14, Mount Ida. 4:42 to go, 3rd quarter. Cameron Laundrie on the stop, number 92 for Castleton.
Well, you know what's impressive about that play by Cameron Laundrie is he came right down the entire line of scrimmage to make that tackle. he hasn't been in on a lot of tackles like he normally does during the course of a regular game, but it doesn't matter. It's how you end up. It's not how you start.
Give him 80. Picked up a little bit more than 7. 2nd and 2 for Mount Ida and its own 28. March again, right side, and he bangs his way out across the 30 to the 32, and a first down as he picks up 4. Cody Tancredi, who's had a great career here at Castleton, the stop 1st and 10 Mustangs. It's 31-14 at halftime, still 31-14. Mount Ida with the lead. Eastern Collegiate Football Conference season finale, but for the championship.
And the thing also is both teams have had opportunities to score, and both have come up empty so far.
The pitch again to March, sweeps to the right, and out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Bergeron and Carr on the stop. It picked up close to 10, just inches shy of a first down. It'll be 2nd and inches for Mount Ida at its own 42-yard line.
Well, March runs like he's a senior instead of a freshman. He is so well balanced. He has great field vision. He knows when to lower his pad, and he delivers a lot of punishment to the would-be tackler.
The double wing set of actually one wing on the left. That's Michaela Bowe. Now he moves to the right as he's in motion. Rosendahl and the handoff to March. And he only needed a couple of inches. I believe he's got it. Let's see whether it is a first down. 1st and 10 for Mount Ida. Have it at Mount Ida's 44-yard line. Picked up actually a couple, only needed a couple of inches. Jack Healey, Jim Shortle from Castleton's Spartan Stadium. Hyman wide to the left. Man wide right. Rosendahl now on first down looking to throw, and it is almost intercepted. It was tipped initially, I believe, and almost intercepted. It was tipped by Cameron Laundrie and almost picked off by Eric Mimnaugh. 2nd and 10.
And what a great play by Cameron Laundrie, because he actually became airborne before the ball was released, so he has a much better chance of tipping it instead of trying to where some guys would have gone when the ball was released. Right there, he was already up in the air. What a great defensive play by Cameron Laundrie.
Castleton has yet to come up with a turnover. They've been doing pretty well in the turnover department defensively. Here's the pitch to Pinckney. Penalty markers down, trying to turn the corner as he swept to the left toward the far sideline. Maybe picked up a half yard. We'll see what the penalty marker's all about here.
Right here. You can see it right there.
Yeah, it looked like.
Yeah.
I was going to say R.J. Zimikowski.
Zimikowski, the big number 90.
Real big number 90.
Yeah, he is. He's a house.
It's a 10-yard penalty from the point of infraction, and Mount Ida will have it back at its own 34-yard line. They'll repeat second down and 20.
And I'll tell you, a quick pace to this third quarter also.
Generally, you notice the third quarters go by fast because it's, I don't know why exactly, but there's no timeouts in the third quarter for the most part.
Which is good.
They operate out of the eye. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Mount Ida has a 31-14 lead. Right up the middle, March. He bangs his way close to the 40. Picks up 6. Schneider on the tackle. Schneider, a basketball player for 4 years and enjoying another year of playing sports here at Castleton.
Yeah, he did a great job. I go as far back as when he was at Fairhaven Union High School too. He was a lot of fun to watch, both football and basketball.
They're down about 14. The Mustangs have it at their own 39-yard line. Rosendahl looking to throw, and he ears it out, wants Hyman. Hyman on the catch. Touchdown. Oh, my, what a perfect pass play. That one, 61 yards. Rosendahl. The Hyman, 37-14 Mount Ida.
And we'll see it right here. Up, once again, the big blocking up front by Mount Ida. And I'll tell you, what a beautifully thrown football by Scott Rosendahl. The coverage wasn't bad either. It wasn't as he was absolutely wide open. It looked, because I was watching them run down the field, and
the kick by Hemmon is good.
And we'll see it again. But like I said, I was watching the coverage going down the field. I kept my eye on Rosendahl and then went flashback to the coverage, and he has his eye locked on him right now.
He really aired this one out.
Yeah, he really did.
61-yard pass play. Big arm. Rosendahl. Second time he's hooked up to Hyman for a score.
Well, I'll tell you what he did. He threw Hyman open. If he had thrown it straight down the field, I think the Castleton defenders would have had a better shot at it. But what he does, you watch right here, Jack, the little hitch right there before he let it go. He changed the course of the football, and he threw it more towards the center and threw him open. And it's something that can be taught, but it takes an awful lot of practice and a lot of repetition.
38-14. This one will be along the ground as Mount Ida has the lead. Mimna on the return, a little bit of an opening out to about the 44-yard line. Eric Mimna on the return for Castleton. So the third interception of the day eventually turned into a touchdown for Mount Ida. Big interception in the end zone by Quan Lovett.
The interception in the first half from Mount Ida was by Wilkins, was just a great athletic move. The one down in the end zone and the near end zone here was something that George Basharis just says, I wish I never let that football go.
And Basharis is going to be hauled down, a sack, and lost a couple back to the 41. It'll be 2nd and 12. In on the sack, number 96 for the Mustangs. Rudolph Lewis, he's been in on a few plays. He's played a nice defensive game.
Yeah, he's had a great game. And he is only a
freshman. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mount Ida has a 38-14 lead. Basharis fires complete to Albert, first down, and then he lost the ball and picked up out of the air by number 44, Dominic Spaulding. Another Castleton turnover. That's fumble recovery for Spaulding after Albert was trying to get a few more yards after picking up the first down.
Well, it was a beautifully thrown football, great catch. Kevin Albert usually is the one who creates yards after the catch a lot of the time. On his own, there's not a lot of blockers down at that part of the football field. And it was just one of those things. It just kind of popped out of his hand. I don't think it was actually ripped out of his arms. I think
it was just a question trying to get more yardage.
Yes. That's what I thought too. Right.
1st and 10. Mount Ida has it at its own 44-yard line. Take another look at it here. And
it just popped out.
March to the far side. March cuts it inside Castleton territory, inside the Castleton 45 to the 42. Run out of bounds and picked up about 14 in the first down. Mick Wong on the stop. 7 seconds to go third quarter. And they start the clock after they reset the sticks, and that will be the end of the third quarter. We played 3 in the battle for the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference Championship here at Spartan Stadium in Castleton, Vermont. After 3 quarters of play, our score, Mount Ida 38 and Castleton 14.
Well, I'll tell you, I'd love to be down in that huddle right now around Coach Klatt, because he is obviously a no-quit type, not just coach, but no-quit type person. And you can bet that's the message he's sending right to his kids right now. Basically, let's just do this one play at a time. Let's not try to do too much too quickly and see what happens from there. Because they're obviously a very talented group, and we've said this, I know I've said this a lot, they really do trust each other. They buy into the philosophy that we can get this done. I can't, you can't, but we can. And right now is a challenge for them, and which I think is pretty good. They've had an absolutely outstanding year. And I know, it's 38-14, but there's 15 minutes left in this game. And I think George Bucheris has had a very good game for Castleton. He's had a few that I know he'd like back, and I know one in particular, but we'll see what happens here. See how the defense comes alive.
Oneida going right to left here in the fourth quarter as the pitch back to March near side. March picks up 10. At least and a couple of more for a 12-yard pickup and a first down. 61-yard touchdown pass from Drozendahl to Hyman as the Mustangs went 80 yards in 7 plays. It took 3 minutes and 53 seconds. Hemman with the extra point. Drozendahl, we talked so much about Shane Brzezowski. Obviously, Bucheris for Brzezowski. Drozendahl actually picked up about 9. It's going to be just a little bit shy of first down yardage across. Apparently, he stepped out of bounds near side. I'm not sure if he stepped out of bounds or not because the clock is running, but didn't get quite as much as I thought. March, though, this time straight ahead, and he does pick up the first down this time to the 28-yard line. Drozendahl's got 28 touchdown passes on the year. He's second in the league in touchdown passes. So, he's not too shabby himself, obviously.
No, he's very good. And, we go back to before the game,
Bucheris is 16 of 33, 271 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Drozendahl is 6 of 13, 139 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Really not throwing that much, but second in the league in touchdown passes. It is a first down, 1st and 10 for Mount Ida. The Castleton 28-yard line early going fourth quarter. Here's Pinckney, and he is wrapped up. He's in there in the backfield quickly to make the tackle. Brandon Bergeron.
But, you go back to the passing stats of George Bucheris, and, I'll tell you what, 16 of 33 for 271 yards, and being in the position just today, I think he's had a heck of a football game.
Picked up about a half yard. We'll call it 2nd and 9 for Ida at the Castleton 27-yard line. Hyman is wide to the left. Pinckney is cut down as he took it straight ahead. Cameron Laundrie there on the tackle.
Stopped by Cameron Laundrie.
It'll be 3rd down and 9. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Mark it at the Castleton 27-yard line. Mount Ida going right to left here in the fourth quarter. Castleton left to right.
This is a huge play right now. You got about 12 and a half minutes left in the game. You have a 3rd and 9, and you're definitely in 4-down territory if they don't make this.
It's Williams wide to the left, a couple of wideouts to the right, and that is in motion Valentini. Now he's a slot on the left, out of the shotgun. Rosendahl gets by one man, fires, and a nice sliding catch by Valentini. Remember, he shifted to the left. He was the slot on the left side, and he made a nice catch down at the 14-yard line.
Well, we'll see it right here. You see Drozendahl. He'll look. He kind of steps up in the pocket and then goes to the same side of the football field that he wants to complete the pass. Great fundamentals right there. Just what happens there is the ball spends less time in the air. You do not want to risk a pick at this point because there's still a lot of time left. But you don't want to give anything away.
Picked up 12 yards and a first down. They mark it at the Castleton 15. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Here's March. Sweeps to the right. Nice hole there. And the offensive line has been outstanding for Mount Ida. Knocked down at about the 10.
Okay, here's the number one last time, then we're going to have to draw another number. So 50-50. 653-4742.
Flanagan, number 90, is checked in for Castleton. Mark it at the 9-yard line. Picked up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for Mount Ida. Castleton 9. Zach March is the lone setback. Here are the two big guys shifting from right to left. Well, 500 pounds worth of shifting there, maybe even more. March knocked down at the 8-yard line. Laundry's back in after sitting out for a play.
And, that was really it was a great defensive play by Brandon Bergeron to turn that back in, because March would love nothing more than to bounce it outside, because once he's outside, he's gone. There's nobody that's going to catch him. He's just that good of a runner, and he's just too far down towards the goal line right now.
They do mark it at the 9. 3rd and 4 at the 9-yard line. Number 89 in the backfield, the fullback is Michaela Bowe. Rosendahl throws to the end zone, and it is incomplete.
Well,
that was intended for the other big guy, wasn't it?
Zibikowski. And
the other 250-pound.
Right. See,
it's 4th down. They're going to try for another field goal.
Right. That's why. Here we go. We'll see it again. This is why they took a shot at the end zone, because they figured, hey, look, we're going to try it in the end zone. Actually, not a badly thrown football. And if they don't get it, they have 4th down, and it's what do we have? A 25-yard attempt.
We're going to mark it at about the 16. It'll be a 26-yard field goal attempt for Bobby Hemmons. Slight angle to the right. And that one blocked as well. It might have been Wong that got in there to block it. And Castleton will have the football. Second time Castleton has blocked a field goal attempt. Castleton will take over.
I couldn't.
We still have a cell phone that was turned in. It's an AT&T contact cell phone.
They mark it after it was blocked at the 8-yard line. So Castleton has it 1st and 10 at its own 8-yard line. It was tough to tell on the replay. There's sun and shadows now on the field. I mean, this is later than we've usually been, outside of the night game that we had earlier because of the time change last week.
Right.
Shearis, and I believe it was tipped, intended for Boyle. 2nd and 10 for the Spartans at their own 8-yard line. 9:54 to go in the game, and Mount Ida has a 38-14 lead.
Yeah, one thing that George Basharis wants to be careful of right now is if he does throw the out route, he has to make sure he throws it shoulder pad down, and because you don't want the ball sailing up in the air. Two things are going to happen: either it's going to be an incompletion, or there's a chance that it could be tipped and picked.
And Basharis' pass intended for Wilhelm. He overthrew him near side. And around the 20-yard line or so, it'll be 3rd and 10. Spartans have it at their own 8-yard line. Will be wide on the right. Donsko comes in, number 28. Alberk and Higgins. Higgins is okay. He was shaken up earlier. Remember that play that he was hit after and couldn't hang on, and right around the 50-yard line in the 3rd quarter. Shearis lets it fly near side, incomplete. Intended for Boyle up around the 30-yard line. It'll be 4th down. And 10 for the Spartans, their own 8, and they'll have to boot it away.
Well, I'll tell you, that would have been a really tough catch also. I'm not sure if George Basharis was trying to get him down the field a little further, but it had a little too much air underneath it too. So that was a tough throw. You're on your own. You're way down in your own territory, and you just got to be careful. But you can't be, apprehensive. You can be careful, but not apprehensive in the sense of, you have to throw fluid. You have to keep your mechanics the same.
Collin back into the end zone to boot it away, and it's a pretty good kick away. Valentini returns it for about 7, fumbles the football. They're going to say he was down anyway. And he did get it to Castleton's 49-yard line, 1st and 10 for Mount Ida. I was told specifically that that it was Jolin, pronounced Jolin, but I still think it's Jolin, but I was told Jolin, but I wasn't told by Chris himself. I was told by other people. I should have asked him. Too late now, unless we're back here for the AC Bowl bid for Castleton that very well could come, unless Castleton pulls off a comeback here, because Mount Ida, with 9:28 to go in the game, has a 38-14 lead. First and 10 for the Mustangs. The Castle of 49 pitch to March. He bounces it to the outside, then back against the grain. He's going to be knocked down for loss back at the Mount Ida 49. Lost a couple. It'll be 2nd and 12. Jay Morgan over there to make the stop.
And, once again, Castleton turns the play back in, and which allows Jay Morgan, who was in great pursuit of the football, to make the tackle. Otherwise, March is outside and gone. So that is so huge, and they teach in the youth league and high school, don't pinch in and let the offense go out around you. Contain and turn the play back inside.
2nd down and about 12. They mark it on the Mount Ida side of the 50-yard line. Rosendahl looks and throws, and it is complete to Babbage, and Babbage bowls his way down to the 32-yard line, picked up about 18. Schneider over there and Purcell on the stop. Babbage, a 6'1", 230-pound junior tight end. They got a lot of size, I'll tell you, when they have all those guys in their Babbage tight end. And we talked about Zibakowski and also talked about Michaela Bowe. 1st and 10, Mount Ida.
They're just not big, but they're physical and they're athletic.
Mount Ida has it at the Castle at 32-yard line. And up the middle, it is March. March to the 20, 15, 10. Look at him go. To the 5, touchdown. Did he fumble in the end zone? It was picked up. Are they going to say touchdown or not here?
I think they're going to mark it at about the 2.
Yeah, I thought he got in.
I did too.
And then he fumbled. It was.
Which would
it is
matter.
A touchdown.
Okay, I was going to say that wouldn't matter if he fumbles once he crosses the plane. He can do whatever he wants.
I believe he did fumble, and it was picked up. Hyman picked it up in the end zone anyway, and it is a touchdown. And I have it as a 32-yard touchdown run for March.
Doesn't take him very long to go 32 yards, does it?
44-14, Mount Ida. 8:01 to go in the game. And the extra point is good.
8:01 left in the game. Ida 45, Castleton 14.
Here it is again. We'll see if we can see where the fumble was. They called it a touchdown.
Please stick around after the conclusion of today's game. For brief trophy.
Look at his feet. Just keep going. He is just some kind of runner.
Going. There he is at the 5.
Yeah.
Well, we did fumble before he got into the end
crossed
zone.
the plane.
And it wasn't. Actually, it was it. I'm not sure who recovered it then. Who they actually? I say.
So it wasn't.
March,
it wasn't March on the touchdown. We'll see. Maybe we can see it again here.
It might have been Valentini who recovered. At any rate, it's 45-14 Mount Ida. I saw Hyman pick it up in the end zone later, but that's after. Is that number 10 there? Or was it number 19? It's tough to tell. I'm not sure.
I couldn't tell.
Well, we'll find out certainly in the post-game when we get the official stats. So actually, March does not get the touchdown. But Mount Ida does, of course. As Alberg returns the kickoff to far side 30. And a nice return out across the 40 to about the 41-yard line.
Out across the 40-yard line.
Here's the return for Alberg.
Kevin Alberg has just had a great career here, and he just makes people miss. And he's one of those guys on the special teams and even on the offense that once he gets the football in his hands, you don't know what's going to happen, but I'll tell you, it's 99% good. And he's just fun to watch.
Shirris now. Baptism under fire, and for the third time, he has a pass batted away. It'll be 2nd and 10. A lot of and of course, Mike Landers, the head coach, I don't know if he's actually here, even though we did see his picture across the way from where we're sitting earlier.
Yeah, he's right there.
We're watching somewhere, but sitting this one out, suspended by Mount Ida for 1 game. A lot of the talk about Shane Brzezowski and George Basheras leading into the game in this area. But Mount Ida, make no mistake, has been superb, and that is incomplete. It's 3rd and 10 for the Spartans.
Well, the thing about Mount Ida is they don't have any weaknesses. They're very young. We've made mention how many freshmen are making big plays consistently since the beginning of this game. And, with the batted down passes, with the touchdown passes from Drosenthal, from the running of March, the up front blocking has been absolutely outstanding, and their defense is they are just incredibly tough.
Shirris on 3rd and 10. He lets it fly down the middle, tipped, and a catch by Boyle down at the 27-yard line. A 33-yard pass play. Here it is again. We've seen some spectacular
Oh, man, I'll tell you,
today.
this has been so entertaining.
Great catch by Brandon Boyle out of Springfield. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. The throw near side intended for Albert goes incomplete. They're going to mark it. They did mark it after the catch by Boyle at the Mount Ida 26. It'll be 2nd and 10.
But, I'll tell you what, right here, Jack, watch this, where Brandon Boyle doesn't go after the ball right here. He waits until he sees what happens with the football. And because he calculated how close are they coming to actually catch this thing, or are they going to catch us? And he that was a great gamble, I guess, if you will. But I think it was just from instinct.
Shirris now being pressured, and he completes the pass to Higgins. Nice catch down at the 13. It is a 1st down. Picks up 13. 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
The 13-yard line.
1st and 10 for Castleton. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. Mount Ida leads 45-14. Shirris now looking. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown to Albert. 3 touchdown passes for the young freshman, George Basheras.
And, we'll see it again right here, but that was just an absolute laser from George Basheras to Kevin Albert. If you look at the up front blocking from Castleton, there's nobody around Basheras. He had time to let his receiver clear the coverage and just threw a bullet right down the center of the football field. 6 more for Castleton.
45-20 now, Mount Ida with the lead, and here comes Fox in to attempt the extra point. Again, I feel that Basheras has played pretty well as the kick is good, and it's 45-21 Mount Ida, 6:46 to go in the game. We'll take another look at it here.
Yeah, you watch right here. He's looking off the receiver. Now he gets eye contact with him, and he just that was a laser.
Albert over the middle for the catch.
The thing, here's your trust. You get receivers like Kevin Albert and Brandon Boyle, and Combs. These guys are good. Wilhelm. All these guys can catch. And catch really well. And it's not like I hope he catches it. It's not anything like that. These guys are just very, very talented football players, and they're just a lot of fun to watch. But, here we go.
Touchdown pass to Boyle, a touchdown pass to Carpenter, and 1 to Albert for George Basheras. In his first start in his career, he's the heir apparent to Shane Brzezowski, of course. Next year will be everybody in the ballpark is looking for a onside kick. And we got a timeout. Mount Ida with its first timeout. The freshman debut. Now, of course, there was a pick for a touchdown. There was a pick in the end zone. So he's made some freshman mistakes.
Yes.
But he certainly has got the talent. And all in all, I would I would say his debut was very good. Win or lose, obviously right now it appears the Mount Ida will go on to win this one. Still 6:46 to go in the game. Certainly a lot of things can happen, so we'll hold up on that, but it would appear now. But George Basheris, I think his debut has been, all in all, pretty darn good.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you know what? You look at the score, 45-21, and it really doesn't reflect what a great game George Basheris has had. He's been very productive. Like you said, the mistakes have been made where that you just when the mistakes were made, nobody would like hold their head and say, what was that? It was, look at the situation he was put in today, but I think he's come out of it very well.
The onside kick, scramble, far side, who's got it? And it's Mount Ida. Mark Klatt's right there on top of the play. He gave the signal initially that Castleton had it, but Mount Ida, somewhere in there, did recover. So we take another look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a signal right there.
Mark Klatt will be talking to Jim Shortle in the post-game show after the alma mater. Win or lose here in the post-game show. Spartan Stadium on a beautiful afternoon. The shadows just about engulfing the playing field now. Jack Healey, Jim Shortle, our producer Cam Clark, Mike Valentine, and Chris McCormick. PEGTV Channel 20. Brian Bashaw, Nick Mangardo, our cameramen. Rosendahl. And off to Pinckney, straight ahead, knocked down at about the 43-yard line. I would think that Mount Ida, even though they haven't thrown really that much, would be looking to eat up some time here on the ground. Picked up about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, the thing about their offense is it's very controlled. I mean, they've owned the line of scrimmage for the most part, and they've gotten the yards when they had to. And I just don't think they're going to try anything fancy right now. I'm not saying they won't throw it again, but I don't think that's. I think you're right. I mean, if I'm a coach, I want to get out of here. I want that 6 minutes all to get down to 000s on the scoreboard.
Couple of wideouts to the left, Valentini and also Hyman, and off to the races. He's gone. Melquan Pinckney, touchdown. I don't have to worry about it now about possibly putting the ball in the air. I don't think they were going to do it anyway.
No, I didn't think so.
It's a 43-yard touchdown run for Pinckney. 51-21 Mount Ida.
Well, we'll watch it again. Nothing fancy. You look at the up front blocking, and Pinckney just picks the hole and just right through. That was just an off-tackle play. That was nothing fancy. It wasn't a counter. It wasn't a reverse. Nothing. There's no trickery. And the thing is, you can't tell the kids to stop playing.
It's a 43-yard touchdown run. It is. There he goes, Pinckney.
Yeah, there was two great blocks on Todd Carr, and he was off to the races after that. Nobody's going to come near him. They're good. They're very, very well coached. They're well drilled. They're consistent. They've been consistent all afternoon on even their special teams. Obviously, their defense has been outstanding. I can't remember how many block passes I've seen in one game from one defense.
52-21. That's a 43-yard touchdown run for Pinckney to make it 51. Now it's 52. Some of the fans have left. You can see the empty spaces in the stands as the onside kick is picked up, returned out to about the 40-yard line. Now LaCal's back on the return. 5:39 to go in the game. Thought it was Alsbach, number 40.
Well, here comes a fan favorite, and also I think a school favorite. Greg Vreeland.
The senior quarterback, Greg Vreeland, number 14, is in. Yeah. In for the freshman, George Basheris.
You know, I said a few weeks ago, Jack, when we were here, that Greg Vreeland, you didn't see him on the field a lot this year, but he has a much more important role on the sidelines. And
he finds Alberg, who managed to tightrope for a couple of extra yards down the far sideline, down to the 32-yard line.
And Mark Klatt echoed what I said. He said he's an outstanding person. He is a great quarterback, but he helps out in other ways to make this whole organization successful. And that's what it takes. And that's what we talked about earlier. You need everybody on board.
On a 27-yard pickup there on the pass play, Vreeland to Alberg. And here's Greg Vreeland, and he gets rid of it incomplete as he's brought down and helped up by the opponent. A.J. Nibbs, number 6, helped him up. 52-21. Mount Ida with the lead. 5:11 to go in the game. Second and 10 for the Spartans. $5:11 to go. Vreeland tosses it off complete to Boyle. He's hemmed in, no chance, far side, and maybe back to the line of scrimmage as he got wrapped up by Jovan Wilkins.
And, you know, even with the greatness of Brandon Boyle, when you catch a short pass like that and you really don't have a chance to get your head spun back around the line to the line of scrimmage or downfield, and you have 3 white jerseys from Mount Ida coming right at you within a very short proximity, you're not going to do much.
3rd and 10 for the Spartans at the Mount Ida 32-yard line. Vreeland moves near side, and he managed to pick up a couple inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 4th down close to 5. Spartans have it at the Mount Ida 27. Yeah, you can't say enough for Mount Ida either. They started off quickly, went off to that quick 14-0 lead, and went off to a... And then it was 14-7. It looked like Castle was getting some momentum, and then they quickly scored to make it 21-7. Vreeland on 4th down. In trouble, and he gets it away, and did Higgins come up with a catch? I believe he did. Nice catch.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a 1st down down at the 18-yard line.
Well, you know,
picked up 9 on the 1st down.
They're down 52-21, and, you know, like, how many times overall have we seen Castleton only score 3 times in an entire, especially a home game? But it just goes to show that you got to go one play at a time.
Vreeland pumps once and throws, and incomplete. Trying to come up with what would have been a spectacular diving catch in the end zone. Zach Howell. 2nd and 10. 3:47 to go in this one. Oneida has a 52-21 lead.
Defense, pass interference, number 5.
Oh, didn't see the penalty marker.
No, I didn't see
a penalty. What do they call that? Pass interference?
Yeah, on.
Yeah, they called it on.
Quan Lovett.
Quan Lovett. So it's.
I didn't see it either. I don't know what.
So they take the call, and it's half the distance to the goal line. 1st and goal for the Spartans at the 10-yard line. Vreeland tosses underneath. Howe on the catch, and he dives to the end zone. Touchdown. So Greg Vreeland gets himself a touchdown pass.
Good for him. That's
10-yard touchdown pass. Vreeland to Howe.
And we'll see it again, Jack. You watch this. After Howe catches the football, watch what he does. He doesn't try to be fancy, but he wants nothing more than a touchdown for Greg Vreeland. He puts the football across the plane to end the play right there. He didn't want to be down at the 1-yard line.
52-27 now. Mount Ida with the lead. 3:39 left in the game. And the extra point by Fox is good.
It's good.
Here we go again. Now watch. It was a nice play. It was well executed. But watch right about here. See the ball go out in front of him?
Yep.
He just wanted to get it across the goal line. I mean, I know he wanted to score. Don't get me wrong. But I think there was a little added incentive too.
3:39 left, and when you talk about Castleton, for the most part, I think there were 3 or 4 games they've actually scored 35 points. So they put, to this point, 28 points on the board, 3:39 left, and you think it'll be an onside kick?
If I was a betting man, I'd say yes.
Hands teams on both sides, and wrapping it up, Javon Wilkins.
Yeah.
It'll be Mount Ida's football. They had Boyle and others on the left side for Castleton. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Mount Ida at the Castleton 46-yard line.
Yeah, well, here it's 52-28. You have 3:36 left. You have the football on the correct side of the 50-yard line. I'm guessing what they're going to do. They can't start taking knees. It's way too early for that. But I think they're just going to run it up the gut. And
Drosendahl was still the quarterback, but the running back that time, as he took it straight ahead, was Joey Smith.
Joey Smith.
And it down to the 42-yard line or so. A 3-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And you'll see right now, Mount Ida, you watch the play clock, you'll see that get down to probably, maybe within 10. Maybe even more than that.
Well, we can see the play clock. It's you can't see it on your screen. It's down to 5 seconds now.
Yeah, he's just letting it get down all the way to almost 0. There you go.
Here's the pitch back to Smith again as he sweeps to the left and picks up close to 7 or 8 yards and looks to be a first down. Down at the 35-yard line. Perhaps a measurement here. 2:40 to go in the game. 52-28 on Ida. They're going to call for a measurement. Now the guy with the stick is Jim Shortle's brother, Steve. That's his back to you.
That's right. That's my big brother.
And it's a good view of his best side.
Oh, I'm definitely going to call him now.
Steve Shortle. Jim Shortle's brother. Jim Shortle on board with us. Just a great job, Jim, with his second year with us.
Well, it's easy when you have somebody that's absolutely outstanding to work with. Believe me, it's been a lot of fun again this year.
They're down in inches for Mount Ida.
But we may not be done.
Yeah, again, play it by ear. I certainly have to ask Coach Klatt in the postgame show about an ECAC bid and the chances of having one at home. They wouldn't know. I don't believe those bids come out until Monday morning. Quarterback keep for a first down. But there is a penalty marker down. Illegal formation. I don't want to throw you under the bus after a compliment like you just gave me, but how come our expert commentator did not see that was a illegal formation?
You know what?
I wouldn't know
I have no
formation. If it hit me in the head.
I don't have a clue. It gets to the point in a game where it's you just watch it and it's like, okay. But you know what? You got to give credit to the officiating crew for picking that up because and it has. I mean these guys have been shifting back and forth all day long.
They have. It's 3rd and 5 for Mount Ida at the Castleton 41.
You know, they're not mailing it in. They're not just saying, hey, I'm done. I'm going to let the clock run. They're still officiating, which is great.
And again, Joey Smith on the pitch and Cura on the tackle with 1:33 to go here. And got it back to the line of scrimmage, and I believe is there another Castleton on the timeout. Castleton's first of the second half. It'll be 4th down coming up for Mount Ida. Mount Ida with a 52-28 lead. It would appear that Mount Ida goes on to the NCAA tournament. Division III NCAA tournament, which they have in Division III, Division II, and all the divisions except for Division I. And, of course, Division I has the BCS and all that stuff. And the top 2 teams. Next year it'll be the top 4. But they have the playoffs in the other divisions, including D3. And, you know, they came in here on the road. You got to give them a lot of credit because they played very well. They had 3 interceptions and played very well on the offense as well, obviously putting 52 points on the board. Rosendahl will run it away and will drop, and it's a nice roll dead at the 4-yard line, a 37-yard boot, no return, 1:20 to go in the game.
You know, the thing about Mount Ida for this afternoon anyway, they made very few mistakes. And that doesn't always turn into touchdowns, but it creates opportunities. They did have there was a time frame where they made a few mistakes right in a row. And a lot of it was just fundamentals. It was missed blocks, whatever. But they didn't repeat their mistakes, and that's what makes the difference. And actually, Castleton did the same thing, but Mount Ida just created more opportunities for themselves this afternoon.
Greg Breland at quarterback. Tyler Carpenter knocked down after maybe losing a yard at about the 3-yard line. 2nd and 11, 1:07 to go in the game. Yeah, Mount Ida, and again, we've already talked about George Bashiris, and he did a wonderful job in his debut. Did make some mistakes, but all in all, a very good debut for him. As this is Carpenter off the left side, and he bangs his way along the far sideline where they say he went out of bounds, apparently at the 15-yard line. So he picked up 12 and a first down. Clock stops with 46 seconds to go. But we're used to seeing Castleton matching the other team, and they weren't quite able to do this today. And
well, the thing about Mount Ida versus Castleton just this afternoon,
obviously, with points,
as far as consistency.
Right.
Because Mount Ida would string together 6, 7, 8 plays in a row that were all positive yards.
Breland might have been beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think he was too.
Throws it in
by about 2 or 3 yards.
As a matter of fact, it's going to be 2nd and 10. The person, and I'm chuckling because it's not your brother, it's the person with the yard where they put
down
the number
marker?
of the down. He started to move up, which means that he knows that the ball carrier was in front of him. But they didn't call it. 2nd and 10.
That's why they tell these guys, just hold your spots.
36 seconds to go in the game. And Carpenter fumbles, and let's see. Castleton did recover. Back at the 8-yard line.
You know what? I don't know if they're going to run another one.
15 seconds to go.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Five seconds to go. 3rd and long. Breland throws underneath the Carpenter, and will do it. It's out across the 35 to the 39-yard line. That's it. And Mount Ida has won the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference Championship. A solid 52-28 win over Castleton here at Spartan Stadium. So Mount Ida playing without the head coach. As a matter of fact, we see his picture coming across at midfield. I know our shot will be, we'll just wait for whether the person, this is Coach Mike Landers, we'll see if we can pick up the shot when the
when he goes back across the field,
goes back across the field, coming back the other way. But Mount Ida gets the bid to the Division III NCAA tournament. Castleton will have a shot at possibly going to the ECAC bowl game as Castleton, their 6-game winning streak stopped, 6-1 in the league, 7-3 overall. Mount Ida 8-2 overall, 6-1 in the league. But by virtue of the head-to-head, the Mount Ida Mustangs win the league championship as they line up here. And actually, there will be a trophy presentation apparently here, and there's a quick shot in the crowd. You might have gotten the big picture of the coach, the absentee coach here for Mount Ida, and I guess wherever he might be, and he could be here for all I know. I'm not sure, but I'm sure he's pretty happy.
No, I'm sure.
For sure.
Because they played just about flawless football for 60 minutes.
Well, I got to tell you, they gave Pinckney that touchdown. Was it Pinckney or?
No, it was. That was March.
Or was that
that fumbled?
Yeah, that's right.
He fumbled on like the 1.5 yard line.
That's right. They gave him the touchdown. President David walked down below the trophy for the ECFC championship, and we'll let Jim go down below. Yeah, that was March, wasn't it, who fumbled into the end zone, and they said March. Now, they didn't have the replay like we did.
Congratulations and good luck in the tournament.
So there's the presentation, and there's the coach. That's President David Walk there to the captains. Well, we'll be back here. We'll take a timeout. We'll continue with our post-game show. Jim Shortle down to talk to Coach Mark Klatt after we continue the ceremonies. And as a matter of fact, we'll wait for Castleton to listen into the alma mater. Certainly disappointed in the loss. I was going to say the ECAC bids, I believe, come out on Monday. The NCAA selection show is on Sunday. And we'll watch down here as the Castleton football team in front of the band in the end zone to your left, and the alma mater. We'll listen in. We just had the playing of the alma mater, and we take a look at the Castleton band. You can see President David Wolk there. Certainly a great year for Castleton, and I do believe they'll play again here, whether it be at home next week. Now, the Spartan Stadium is the site for the North-South Senior Bowl game next week. I believe it starts at 12:30, but there is a possibility for an ECAC bowl game here next week at Spartan Stadium, and I don't want to get ahead of myself because it could be on the road anyway, but we'll see what happens next week. But for Mount Ida, it's on to the NCAA tournament. Mount Ida, the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference champion, a 52-28 win over Castleton. This might, just waiting for Jim Shortle to talk to Coach Mark Klatt before, and I believe he's got him. All right, here we go. Jim Shortle with Mark Klatt, our postgame show.
Hi, I'm Jim Shortle here with head coach Mark Klatt of the Castleton Spartans. And, Coach, you know, it was one of those days where you played against a team that made very, very few mistakes.
Absolutely, and give a credit to their coaching staff and their kids for preparing well during the week. You know, this is one of those games that we talked about at the beginning of the week, that it's going to come down to the team that plays with probably greater intelligence. And there were times, I can tell you, we didn't play real smart football, whether it would be taking care of the football or having to defend the football. So credit goes to their coaching staff and their kids for an outstanding job. They were really mistake minimized and mistake free. The unfortunate part, we had a few too many. And the good thing about our team is we realize the things that we may make mistakes on, and I know we're going to correct those things. We've got too high a caliber of kids and strong character in our staff that, you know, that stuff's not the outcome we wanted, but at the same time, there's only two teams that are playing in this championship game, and, you know, everybody else was really just playing to end their season at this point.
Well, you know the thing, a very emotional day for your team. Senior day,
Yep.
The seniors were from day one.
Yeah.
You lost Shane Brzezowski,
Yeah.
huge. But I'll tell you, we were impressed with George Basharis today. He came into a tough spot,
Yeah.
but the way you coach is full participation.
Oh, absolutely. I think the thing that you have to touch upon there is it is about that four-letter word team. And Shane would be the first to tell you that the sum of the parts are greater than any individual part. And he was so good with George this week and explaining to him looks he's going to get along with our coaching staff. And, you know, for a young man like George Basharis to step into a conference championship game as a true freshman and have that on you to try to perform, George is going to be a great quarterback for us. I have no doubt in my mind. But these 15 seniors that were with us since day one, tremendous job. They have left a very strong foundation for our program. We actually had 19 seniors total that graduated, so there were a few that joined us a little bit later. But at the same time, I'm so proud of those kids because they're going to do something in their life, or they've done something in their life that, you know, only 15 guys are ever going to have that moniker of doing that. So I'm very excited and very fortunate to have those kids a part of our program.
Well, the way you guys do this over here is so it makes you want to be here every Saturday. The way you guys just incorporate the fact of we need to do this all together.
Yeah.
And if we don't, we're not going to be successful at all. And one last thing, Coach, I'll let you get back to you guys. Next week, we probably won't know what's going to happen until Monday. Is that correct?
That's correct. The NCAA playoff show is going to be tomorrow night at 6, so obviously Mount Ida is going to represent our league in the NCAA playoffs. But here in the Northeast, we play in the ECAC, a conglomeration of conferences, and they give out bowl games for 12 deserving teams each fall. So really for us, you know, to be in that race, to have one of those games, I would really be surprised if we didn't get a call tomorrow morning saying, hey, we'd like you to come play in this ECA bowl game, wherever it might be. So, you know, I told our kids at the end of the game, and I told our guys at the end of the game, we're going to be practicing this week. I guarantee you. And I know, you know, they're excited about that. And, you know, I think they're going to represent Castleton very well. And we've taken a huge step in this, our 4th year. And so I think everybody needs to feel proud of the fact of, you know, wearing that Spartan green and representing Castleton.
Well, I think one last thing. Talking over here was you're going to take something from today and put it into this week's practice, and that's the part that I just agree with so much, and it's nice to hear. And let's not dwell on the loss. Let's take something out of it that you can use now.
Absolutely. We're going to get 5 more practices this week that when other teams across the country are putting their pads away and getting ready for 2013, we're continuing this 2012 season. And again, all the credit goes to our kids. From day one, they came in with the attitude, they gave us great effort, and they represent Castleton very well. So I'm very proud as a coach, proud of our staff, proud of our kids, and just very fortunate to be a part of this great community.
Well, I got to tell you, Coach, congratulations on an absolutely wonderful season, and I just wanted you to get back with your kids, and I hope you get that call.
I do too. Great, thanks.
Thank you so much. That's Coach Mark Klatt from the Castleton Spartans, and on the losing end, they ran into a really, really powerful Mount Ida Mustang team this afternoon, but that doesn't damper anything on the outlook of what this Castleton team can accomplish. And like Coach Klatt said, they do have practices next week, and they're just going to take what they learned from today and apply it to next week. Now we're going to go back upstairs with Jack Healey.
All right, Jim, thank you very much, and thank you to Coach Mark Klatt as the post-game show continues, and Mount Ida wins the ECFC Championship 52-28 over Castleton. Let's recap the scoring, and there was a lot of it in the first quarter at the 8:57 mark. Zach March, a 3-yard touchdown run to put Mount Ida up by a score of 6-0. The extra point by Bobby Hemmond to make it 7-0. 56 yards in 8 plays. It took 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Then it would be 13-0 Mount Ida. Melquan Pinckney, a 5-yard run. Again, Hemmond the extra point to make it 14-0 as Mount Ida went 29 yards in 5 plays. And it took 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Spartans got on the board as the freshman quarterback George Basheris hooked up to Brandon Boyle on a 42-yard touchdown pass. Dave Fox the extra point to cut the Mount Ida lead. There it is as Boyle ran under it and took it in for the touchdown. The Spartans went 48 yards in 2 plays. It took 38 seconds after the Fox extra point. It made it 14-7 Mount Ida. Mount Ida got on the board again right after that. The final play of the first quarter, a 26-yard touchdown pass from Scott Drosendahl to Jordan Hyman. And the extra point by Hemmond made it 21-7. 59 yards in 3 plays. It took 44 seconds. That was the final play of the first quarter. In the second quarter, with 9:59 to go in the half, Bobby Hemmond, a 20-yard field goal for Mount Ida, as Ida went 60 yards in 8 plays. It took 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Mount Ida went up by a score of 24-7. With 1:21 to go in the half, it would be Javon Wilkins. It goes into the books as a 96-yard interception return for a touchdown. He gathers it in eventually along the near sideline and took it to the house. A pick 6 for Wilkins. Hemmond with the extra point as Mount Ida went up 31-7. With 18 seconds to go in the half, the Spartans got on the board. George Basheris, a 22-yard touchdown pass. As we take a look, it took a little while for Wilkins to get into the end zone. It took him a few seconds, but it was less time than it does to explain it. Here's Basheris, the 22-yard touchdown pass to Carpenter. Watch this catch. Juggling catch. There were a lot of great catches and great plays today. As the Spartans went 51 yards in 6 plays, it took 54 seconds. Dave Fox, the extra point, made it 31-14 Mount Ida, and that was the score at halftime. In the third quarter, 1:04 to go in the quarter, it would be Drosendahl, a 61-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Hyman. Hammond again with the extra point to make it 38-14. Beautiful pass, just beautifully thrown, and Hyman on the run. The Hammond extra point to make it 38-14, 80 yards in 7 plays, 3 minutes and 53 seconds. Then with 8:01, now the official stats give the touchdown to Zach March, a 32-yard run, but we'll watch it here as March will get to about the 2-yard line, and he fumbled into the end zone, and it was tough to tell whoever that guy was right there, and I can't tell if that is number 10 or not, or number 19, but he should get credit for the touchdown. That was clearly not in the end zone. That very well could have been Valentini, but we still on the replay can't tell. But the official stats have Zach March getting the touchdown, and I did tell the sports information department here at Castleton that they did not have the benefit of a replay. I said he clearly fumbled into the end zone, so that will be changed probably later on. Him and the extra point, 49 yards in 3 plays, 1:27, 45-14 at that point, Mount Ida. 6:46 to go in the game. George Basheras, 13-yard touchdown pass to Kevin Alberg. As the Spartans went 60 yards in 6 plays in 1:06. Alberg right there on the catch from Basheras. Boxed the extra point. They made it 45-21 Mount Ida. Mount Ida would score with 5:45 left on a 43-yard touchdown run by Melquan Pinckney. Him and the extra point. 2 plays, 46 yards, took 57 seconds. They made it 52-21 Mount Ida. As we see Pinckney taking into the end zone. And then with 3:39 left, it was Greg Breland, the senior quarterback, hooking up to Zach Howell on a 10-yard touchdown pass. And Howell with a great individual effort to dive into the end zone. Fox the extra point, 59 yards in 6 plays. It took 2 minutes, and that made it 52-28 Mount Ida. And that turned out to be the final score. Some statistics, Jim. George Basheras, 19 of 42, 331 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have 3 interceptions. Greg Breland, 5 for 7, 77 yards and a touchdown. And Scott Drosendahl was 8 of 16, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zach March had 33 carries, 243 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Melquan Pinckney, 11 carries, 87 yards, and a pair of touchdowns, number 10.
And one other thing, too, is Coach Klatt talked about George Basheras today and just said, you know, he thought he played a great game. He was put into a very kind of a tough situation. It's senior day, and like I said, you know, the seniors that are here today started from day one. So it's a little bit different than your normal senior days. And it's a very young program. It's only 4 years old. So those guys have been here for as long as the program has been here. And you lose Shane Brzezowski, like we talked about. But Coach Klatt said the same thing. He has a tremendous amount of confidence in George Basheras, as we do also. But, you know, we just watch. We're not his coach. But I thought he had a fantastic day.
I thought he did, too. And he will have a great career here at Castleton. He's the heir apparent. And he, whether it be next week in the ECAC Bowl game or next year, he is the quarterback for a while here at Castleton. So we may or may not see you next week. It depends on whether the game is at home or not, but thanks. Great job. And, again, my congratulations to Mount Ida. A solid win for the ECFC Championship. For Jim Shortle and Cam Clark, our producer, Mike Valentine, and also Chris McCormick at Channel 20 PEGTV in Rutland, Vermont, and Brian Bashaw and Nick Lingardo, our cameramen. I'm Jack Healey, wishing you all a very pleasant good evening from Spartan Stadium. The final again for the Eastern Collegiate Football Conference Championship. Mount Ida 52 and Castleton 28. Have a good evening, everybody.